Hey, hey, we're live for Friday night. Yay! Big boy slabs. Excuse me. Big boy slabs. Hot giveaways. Chill breaks. Joe Mama. Live card shop. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome. We are just getting started. All right, so here we are. Mr. Ivan says he bought the mod choke. Okay. I think I gave it to you though, right? Oh, okay. Mr. Alex is coming in already. So we'll put this here. All right, good. So today's picture, we show off some hot slabs. Oh yeah. I gotta sell some slabs. I'm doing a bathroom renovation, and it's like $10,000 to renovate your bathroom these days, guys. It's so affordable. Ooh, there was an iPad update. I wonder if there's an update for my phone and that's why it was overheating. You know, someday I want to go back to Streamlabs. I do actually prefer the Streamlabs app. All right, we're jumping over here. We're jumping over here. Hold on. Show me my live. There it is. Oh, yeah. Finally, you back. Crazy. Hot slabs in your area. $10,000. So affordable. Yeah, we're going to update that bathroom. It's going to be nice when it's done, though, I think. We haven't made all the decisions on what to do with it, but we can already suspect what it's going to cost. So as a result, we got some special slabs going up for sale. Lugia is already one of them. $6,000 Lugia. Okay, so he's good. Now you got this Shining Celebi with no data on it. So let's go get some data on this Shining Celebi, shall we? Okay, he's been for sale before on this table, and he didn't sell. Why would I sell Shining Celebi? Because I'm not a Celebi fan. Never was. He's the kind of card that I hold because one day I want to sell him. That's it. Some cards I'm a big fan of, and so they're much harder to sell because I like them. So let's see, Shining Celery. First edition. Let's take a quick look into this. I'll see how I feel about it, okay? So let's take a quick look at this. All right, there's one for sale for $8,000, basically. $8,000, huh? Wow, I didn't know it was so expensive. All right, but he has not sold for $8,000. Well, I'm actually just going to match it, to be honest with you guys. I mean, let's see. Is anybody watching this? There's people watching it. What are the other Shining Pokemon selling for? So I'll get this guy set up. That went $7,895. Seems a bit expensive. All right, let's see. Oh, black marker now. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome! Woohoo! What's going on? It is Friday night. This is the overnight late night stream. We stay up pretty late. Carddass Venusaur smacking the table. 7,500? Yeah, he's really pricey. All right, so, oops. You know me, I just match the latest buy now price usually. All right, Venusaur. This is Quest Venusaur. Should be like super duper 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 low pop. There's no data on him, in fact. Okay, well, okay, well, what did I pay for him? Let me just ask a little more than what I paid for him, and I'll be good. All right, let's see. Oh, God, dude. All right. Oh, my God. I can't find it. Quest Venusaur. It cannot find the purchase? I don't understand. Let me try Carddass. Weird. Okay. It actually cannot find the purchase. Let me try just searching PSA 10 Quest. How would I have purchased this? Was this a direct purchase with somebody? I don't remember making a direct purchase of this sort. Oh, you know what? I might have graded this one. Oh, I bet this is one that I graded. Look at the number on it, 102. I graded this one. That's what happened. All right, well, let's see what his population is. He's population 3. So there's a whopping 3 of these. That's good. And then let's take a look at maybe like some other quest stickers right now. It's hard to price these because they're so unusually rare. I mean, will there be more of them later? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't know what the price is at. All right. I'm just going to throw out a number that I think he'll probably sell at. It's really hard to say, but apparently this was one I graded, so let's do it. Let's get it. This is a 2018 Carddass Venusaur from the Quest Sticker Collection. And it's going to say, I like this red marker for these big ones. 740. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So now we've got Shining Raichu. Nice. Got some data on the Shining Raichu on the back. Send those orders in, guys. We're having a wonderful Friday night. We're going to have some giveaways. I want to see some stuff opened. Who's going to pull us a chase pull tonight? I'd love to see something crazy come out. Smash that like button. You guys know it helps. So we want to see you smash that like button. Engage with the stream. Let's get this stream started, man. Okay, there is one Shining Raichu for sale for 8,000. Jesus. All right. I will copy that price and then leave it alone. Okay. Oh, no, wait a second. Let's give it a sleeve. I think Solid Bean at 10 is around 4K right now. You know, there's one for sale online for 7.9 thousand, and so I'm just mimicking that price. That's all. We are. We are. I'm not very complicated when it comes to pricing. Okay. What's cool about these cards that you see, you can put these into slab away. So these can go into slab away. Meaning you can have over a year to pay these down. That's nice. We are. Okay, and now let's go with the Shining Steelix. Shining Steelix. So, oh, is there none for sale? Oh, I typed in Raichu Steelix. I'm a dummy. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Friday night stream. How's it going, everybody? We are 8 minutes in. He's quite a bit more affordable. Okay, so he is a lot more affordable than the others. Here we are. I'm going to put a sales tax on him, though, okay? So I'm going to include a sales tax in the price. Okay, so he's going to be 2.875. There we go. Such a cool Raichu. I know. He's cool. He's cool as heck, man. I'm open-minded to trades on these, by the way, if you want to make a trade. There they are. Wow, some special cards hitting the table, guys. Now, here's one of those fancy film cells. Ooh, do I really want to sell that? I don't even know if I want to sell that. Okay. I don't know if I want to sell that. Let's try this film cell. I don't know how rare this is. Oops. Meiji. Pokemon. Oh, perhaps these are quite rare. I don't see more of them. These might be pretty rare. So, wow, I don't know. I don't know what this is worth. There's some that sold in the past, but there's no new ones for sale. And I don't see them for sale as raw cards either. I don't know where they came from. Let's type in Meiji Pokemon real fast. Meiji Pokemon. All right, so there's some weird Meiji Pokemon cards. Now let's try to type in film maybe. Meiji Pokemon film. All right, there's like some holographic cards, but I'm looking for actual film cells and I can't find them. There's like 2 in auction and they're not 10s. Oh, wait, here's some. Okay, I found some. All right, I found a couple. So they're like $250 ungraded. $250 ungraded. And there's not a lot of them. I have a 10. Also, that one's pretty much perfect. I'm noticing a lot of these film cells are not that good. All right, well, maybe I better hold on to this because I don't even know what the hell I've got right here. This is pretty crazy, whatever this is. Wild, okay. My guess for the Aerodactyl is $6,000. You know, this Aerodactyl, I purchased it. No, I didn't purchase it for 1.3K. That's the price it was on 625. Is that still, well, let's see what the price is for this bad boy. Last one to grade. You guys are last one to price. So this is Fossil First Aerodactyl. And this is called a pre-release. Pre-release. Okay, here goes. Aerodactyl Fossil First Edition. Is that just a standard First Edition Aerodactyl? Wow, you'd think it'd be more expensive. I guess the Aerodactyl's not that expensive of a Pokemon. But we're looking for the pre-release. I don't see a pre-release of this for sale. Let me check sold. Okay, here's a sold one. Went for 1.8. Oh, but that was at the very beginning of July. That was at the very beginning of July. All right. And what about maybe there's a CGC 10 of one of these that we can compare this to. So let's try that real fast. Okay, there's 2 CGC 10s, but they're gem mints, not pristines, and they're like $1,200. Wow, I don't know what to price this guy for. Oh, here we go. I found one. 3.5 thousand. 3.5. All right, we got one. Here it is. So they want 3.5. We're going to add a little tax onto ours, okay? You ready? There'll be a little tax. It won't be too bad. I'm doing that because this is high quality stuff. I don't sell this very often. Let's grab a sleeve. Well, I feel like Aerodactyl is such a nostalgic Pokemon. Mister was right about the XY era. That Primal Groudon, holy blank. 6 teams my money in 2 years. Crazy. I felt like it was time for XY era to go up, and it just wasn't going up. But I felt like it had to, you know? I felt like no matter what, it had to at some point. I didn't expect it to be this good, though. Oh, what was the number I'm going for? I paid for shipping. I hope you're doing well. Hey, what's up, Mr. Temlet? Did you have cards with me, Temlet? You probably had a small bag, right? All right. Oh, my gosh. I never got that answer from Alexis about Robert Wright's Pikachu, huh? Oh, my gosh. I'm going to have to run down there in the middle of the stream. All right. There we go. Sweet. Check out these hot slabs. We got some high-end slabs. A couple high-end slabs up on the table, guys. Look at that. So I got these 3 right here. I'm going to give them the arrows. Basically, these slashes help me find high-end slabs on the table. Help me understand what I got up here. All right. So that's actually pretty useful. There they are. So check this out. Here they are. We got our breaks. We got our cheap normal slabs. Weird stuff. But here's the good stuff. So we got a nice Sneasel. This could have been red ink too. The red ink just signifies that it's pricey. That's all it is. Nice Lugia. That's pretty impressive. Shining Steelix. Shining Raichu. Shining Celebi. Venusaur. And Aerodactyl. There you have it. Some pretty big choices right there. All right. You know, some of these items had been for sale in the past, and I was lucky enough that they didn't sell. Because if they had, it would have been a loss, actually. Turn this down a little bit. I have a bag with Halo cards. I kind of forgot about it. What? You're not allowed to forget. So we're going to click on this. Tyler McCann. Whoa, first order 6 minutes ago. Tyler McCanch. 1 box Mega Brave. 1 box Mega Symphonia. Ooh, I like it. Okay, 1 box of each. Let me get them. Let me get them. One box of this, 1 box of that. You got it, sir. All right. Throw that over there. Let's get some Mega Symphonia out too, shall we? Okay. So 6 boxes of Mega Brave and 6 boxes of Mega Symphonia, huh? Well, I bet you'd pull some cool stuff with the order like that. There it is. I ought to start doing a third price, a case price. Would that be cool? I think a case price would be cool. All right. Ready? I have a bag with Halo cards. I kind of forgot about it. Okay, so let's start with that Mega Brave. 2018 Carddass, pretty charred to find prices. I mean, so 2018 is like the end of XY era and the beginning of Sun Moon era. That's the timing on that, guys. 2018 was 7 years ago. Pretty old, almost 8 years ago now. So that's a real old one. Carddass is a Bandai Namco product. Yeah, the Quest stickers are an interesting thing. I got a lot of weird stuff, don't I? All right, let's get that snipped. I found a bunch of ungraded ones for $250. Yeah, and that's a pretty high price because you don't know what condition they're in. They might grade like 6, 7, 8, maybe 4. You never know, actually. I got one, and it's got a Gem 10 on it. That's pretty good. So mine's Gem 10. So I don't really know what that's worth. Wonder if I could ask $1,000 for like the best one, because I mean, that was Pikachu, Ash, Misty, and Brock. That was really nice. I really like that one. I think it's a real piece of film, isn't it? There it is. First order, Tyler McCanch. Big order of the night. $270 order. You guys ready for this? Here goes. So we got gumshoes. Look at that gumshoes. All right. We are getting started now, guys. Here's a cold one. A cold one. Now, we need a giveaway, don't we, guys? We need a giveaway. So I'm going to set up a giveaway for you all. Here's Lunatone. Lunatone. Yeah, that's Lunatone. Here's Yveltal. I watched the new South Park episode. It was not that good. I didn't like it. I thought it was just kind of lacking soul or something, lacking passion. I'll try to do a sort of non-spoilers review. I felt that the show is missing out on something very important. It doesn't really talk about South Park itself or what's going on in the lives of the boys in South Park. So I feel like the show is very disconnected from, you know, like, I actually watched 2 things tonight. I was working on a submission. So while I was working, I had the TV running. And I watched the next South Park episode. And I watched the brand new reboot of King of the Hill. And I gotta say, King of the Hill nailed it, man. They did so good. King of the Hill felt really good to watch. It felt nostalgic. It felt like it didn't really stray too far away from the original feelings of the other King of the Hill, the old King of the Hill. The animation style is a little bit different, but that's okay. You get used to it pretty fast. Not a big deal. I mean, you miss the old style because it has like an old 1990s TV feeling. But, you know, the new style's fine. It's not a big deal. But what's really important about the new King of the Hill episodes is it actually feels like King of the Hill. You get on, and the story largely revolves around Hank Hill and Peggy and Bobby. And a lot of it has to do with, like, their personal feelings and their character developments. They have real character developments. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Mr. Tyler. Look at that, guys. That's the Altart Lucario Omega. Oh, yeah. How about that? And he's fighting Venusaur. Wow. That is so nice. Beautiful card, guys. Look at that. You want me to zoom? Wow. Such a great card. The Gardevoir in Symphonia is really good, too. Well, we are doing well, man. The only card we haven't pulled is well, we haven't pulled the Venusaur AR, and we haven't pulled the Altart Gardevoir. I'd really like to pull the Altart Gardevoir, so we have to pull that too. All right, well, the fun part about this is this pretty much rounds out the last case of Mega Brave. So I got a little bit left, but I got to open up the new case of Mega Brave too, so this is great timing. Hey, what's up, Daniel O? He says, I specify if it's for shipping and also send my address correct. Hey, Mr. Daniel, if you paid on PayPal, all you need to do is send in $9 on PayPal and make sure your PayPal address is up to date. Then I'll just ship out your stuff. Now, if you did not use PayPal, you need to send me an email with your address in it. So you'll send $9 on whatever it is you use, Venmo, CASHAPP, ZELLE, whatever it is, send $9 for shipping. And then you need to email me and tell me where to ship it at. My email is really simple. It's just TheCardconomist@gmail.com. You can find that at the top of the description if you need to look at it. Real simple. Just my name at gmail.com, TheCardconomist@gmail.com. Super, super easy. Oops. Because it's a unique name, so I didn't have to add a bunch of stuff to it. We are. I did use PayPal, so great. Good, good. So yes, all you need to do on PayPal is send in a $9 payment, and PayPal stores your shipping information. So as long as that is up to date, we're good to go. Here we go. All right. That must be the good karma, Mr. Tyler. That's not super easy to pull. Didn't you pull the Guardi alt for Timmy? Nope. We pulled the golden. Did we pull the Gardevoir alt? We didn't pull the Gardevoir alt. Now you're making me question myself. The only thing we pulled is the golden Gardevoir, right? I don't think we pulled the Gardevoir alt. We are? Yeah, we pulled the Gardevoir gold, and that was out of a different case. So maybe this other case has something good in it. All right, well, that was special, man. We need to get a clip of that from Mr. Mike's side. Okay. Jumping over here. 57 people, 18 likes. Get on it. Smash that like button for me, guys. Help me out, will you? You don't have to, but I'd love it if you did. So, let's see. We're going to jump over here to... Here it is, the Stream Clips channel. And we're going to start popping these in here. And it's going to say Lucario Alt Art Pull Tyler McCanch. And this occurred 22 minutes in. Cool. All right, and the funnest part is we're not done. We have another box to open. Maybe the next box will be another hit. Imagine you pulled the Gardevoir Altart too, huh? Dang, dude. All right. Tonight was Friday night. I didn't really do anything too crazy. I went to the grocery store. We got a... Oh, already slashed the back of it. We got a baked chicken. Karis bought herself a cupcake. I did not get to buy myself a cupcake because I'm trying to lose some weight. And so I had baked chicken and beans, and a little bowl of macaroni for dinner. That was my dinner. Real boring. I think I'm going to try eating more beef. I'm tired of chicken already. Chicken is so boring, dude. All right. Forgive me, I'm old. We are. There we go. It would be nice to get Guardi Gold. Tossing that. Okay. Just cut one meal out. Dude, that's exactly what I did today. Today, I did not eat any breakfast or lunch. And so the meal I just described to you with the chicken, it was like a full meal, right? Like I had 2 chicken legs and 2 chicken breasts. And so it was a full meal. I had that with like a pickle, and it was like a little pre-cooked macaroni. It was like Bob Evans macaroni. You ever see those at Walmart? That's a little sweet treat. And then the beans were just beans. Really boring. And I think I did good today. I think I did good. So, oh, and I had a nectarine. Man, when you don't get any dessert, nectarines are like heaven, man. Fruit's like so good if you don't get any dessert in your diet. Here it is. You're like, oh my gosh. You actually look forward to it. You're like, this is the best part of my day. There you go. You know, they said if you stop eating sugar for like 30 days, you will lose your desire to eat sugar. I've tested that multiple times. That is false. That is false. You never forget how delicious dessert is. It's always good. Just makes me sad I can't eat it. That's how you actually feel. All right, so here goes. I gave my girlfriend $500 instead of buying Pokies. What? I thought I was your girlfriend. All those feet pictures, huh? For nothing. We have reindeer cherries in season here too. It's like candy. Yeah, I actually bought some of those at the store too. So I bought these two like California nectarines, and then I bought a bag of reindeer cherries. I go through those so fast. I love those. Those are like a snack. Ninjask. Big fan of those cherries. I love them. They are actually so sweet. They're like a dessert. Same with mangoes. I got a mango waiting for me too. So I'll probably have a mango and some cherries over the next couple days. I've been eating mangoes a lot. Mangoes are crazy sweet. All right. Here we go. It's interesting, guys, because you can eat a piece of fruit and it's a lot more filling than a cookie. And it's typically full of nutrients and there's fiber and all this other good stuff. So, yeah, it's a better alternative for your diet, for sure. Here we are. Buy some citric acid, and dip them in. They are like Sour Patch Kids. I don't know about that. All right, there we go. Yeah, so anyways, before we got interrupted by that amazing poll, I was talking about how I really liked the King of the Hill remake. I thought they really nailed the... I thought they really nailed it. I was invested in the characters. I feel like that's a really important idea. I was interested and invested in what was going on between the characters and their relationships. I noticed with South Park, when I watch South Park now, that's gone. I don't really care about what happens to Eric Cartman or Butters or Stan or any of them or Kyle, because they're not really building the characters. The characters have no psychological issues. They're not dealing with anything. And so when the episode plays, the last two episodes have been very, very, very political. It's sort of like when you open up the newspaper and there's a political cartoon. And that cartoon, it doesn't really matter who the characters are. It's just that it's a political cartoon, and you're supposed to laugh at the political cartoon. And so that's what South Park was. And it's all good, but I kind of wish they would go back to making me care about the characters a little bit. Look at that, Wally, man. S-A-R. We are. Very nice. It's Wally, right? That's Wally. He has like a Ralts or something like that. I could be getting it wrong. Or is that Will? No, that's not Will. Sorbet is a great option. Nah, I stay away from sherbet. I stay away from all ice cream. No dessert at all. No dessert. I give fruit, but that doesn't count. I feel like fruit doesn't count as dessert. Fruit is fruit. It's healthy. Ooh, Wally, I'm jelly. Yeah, Wally's in the set, huh? He's cool, man. We got Wally, Lily, Acerola. Great set. I like it. Mangoes and Tajam. Costco cheese pizza is 41 grams of protein. You know, I'm not as worried about protein these days. I feel like we're like crazy about protein, you know. And I flipped over a yogurt bottle and it had like 20 grams of protein in it. It was just this one little bottle of yogurt that you could drink, and I'm like, that is so much freaking yogurt. Like, we've already figured it out. You're gonna hit your yogurt, or you're gonna hit your protein for the day. It's pretty easy to hit your protein. I feel like sometimes we take something like cheese pizza and say it's healthy because it's got protein in it or something like that. And it's like, you just feel like eating pizza. So, you know, just go enjoy your pizza. But yeah, we eat a ton of protein. I guess if you're like a bodybuilder and you're just at the gym all day, you would need tons and tons and tons and tons of protein. But nowadays, I think I really am just looking for like a really balanced diet. That's it. I really want to eat like a mix of, you know, fruits, vegetables, some carbohydrates, maybe like a slice of bread or rice, and then just some meat, not like a ton of meat. You know, we are. There's like 90 grams of protein in a pound of beef liver. That's it. I'm getting liver. Liver King was right the whole time. Liver is king. Ooh, Stoofel. All right, so this box, not as handy perhaps. I like this Ivysaur too, man. Look at that. And you got your Mega Lucario. If you want me to... Oh, by the way, we have to make a change to the menu. The menu is changing right now. Tag grading is going to cost more money. Tag grading is now it's going to be the same price as PSA. So PSA and tag grading, both $39. Okay, BGS is 37. I just got charged $87 by BGS because they added subgrades to so many cards in the submission. So there is a change coming completely for grading. Tag is now 39, PSA is now 39, BGS is now 39. Boy, I'm tempted to remove TCCG grading because I don't feel ready for it. It is. I'm gonna put TCCG grading at 35. I'm gonna round it out. All right, PSA pack rating's at 52. I don't know how I feel about that. Here we are. All right. I had a $10 Taco Bell burrito today. 2 types of chicken. Add Taco Bell to the menu. Yum. I was genuinely happy how Bobby turned out. Glad they made him successful. Dude, they did so good. There was only one part I really didn't like about the... I've only watched 3 episodes. But I didn't like Dale. The voice actor for Dale is not doing a good job. He just sounds really different. Now, I'm not angry or upset about that. I just wish he was closer to the original Dale. But I get it. It's probably really hard to do that. But the voice actor for Dale passed away. So I don't hold it against the King of the Hill team for that. You know, if someone passes away, that's the time to get a new voice actor. And so they didn't do a mistake as a company. They just... Probably just hard to find somebody who can fill those shoes. But you could tell really strongly that Dale was not Dale. And so that was kind of sad. It made you sad in all kinds of ways because it made you think about how he just passed away in the middle of production. So it was pretty sad, actually. They probably had to rush to find a guy, in fact. They probably had to rush to find a guy to replace him. All right, Mr. Tyler, let's see. Mr. Tyler. You're going to be right over here. Yeah, it makes me sad. Fake sugar tastes like turrets, says Isaac. Does it? I don't think it's that bad. Actually, you know what? I've drank, I've had some of those diet sodas for years now, you know. And one time I drank like a regular sugar soda. And you know what's weird? I almost felt like the regular sugar tasted like turds. I was like, what is this? It felt like I was drinking like a cup of syrup or something. It was like too strong or too thick or something. All right, so I need a bag. Let's get you a fresh bag. Yeah, so I've stayed away. If I drink like a sweet drink kind of situation, which I don't do that as often anymore. Nowadays, it's all about just having that, the lemon water, right? But let's say I do have like a diet soda. It just, the real sugar soda just doesn't taste as good anymore. It tastes crazy. You drink and you're like, I'm not supposed to be drinking this. This doesn't taste right. Here you go, Tyler. It honestly feels like you're drinking a dessert. And it's funny because your brain almost alerts you like, you're not supposed to be doing that. Okay. Chimichangas or deep-fried burritos? Nasty. That's a great point. You know, I didn't know what those were for a long time. And when I found out what they were, I was like, oh. They deep-fry them and then they cover them in cheese. There it is. So it's not like a home-baked meal, you know. It's not like a roasted turkey or something. No, sir. That is an unhealthy meal. The chimichangas. You go to the Mexican restaurant, they're going to fatten you up. Plus the way that they make the beans. The beans are, lots of lard goes into the beans. And then that's what makes it all creamy and nice. Lots of salt. And then after that, they pour a ton of cheese on top of it. And so that's what makes the beans nice. So yeah, it's, you go there if you want to get fat, basically. Okay, thank you so much. That was the first order of the night. Tyler McCanch. Wow, we need to get a giveaway going, guys. What do you guys want for the giveaway? We gotta get a giveaway going. All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna go looking for one. I like shrimp quesadillas. The new voice actor for Dale is the guy who did Khan and Cotton Hill. Due to political correctness, they gave Khan's voice to an Asian guy who does a terrible job. Really? I did not know that. Wow, that is all really interesting. Okay. All right. How about this one for giveaway? The new Khan sounds way too young. I have not heard Khan yet. I heard his wife, but I haven't heard Khan yet. Yeah. Khan was bad too. You notice it more on a later episode. Oh, okay. I haven't heard it yet. We are. I'm willing to overlook those issues because I know it's a tricky thing, but hopefully it's not too bad because I haven't gotten that far. But overall, my feelings on King of the Hill is that they've done very, very good. My feelings on South Park, I'm kind of disappointed with the South Park, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the joy, you know. I'm not feeling the love of South Park that I used to have in those years when you watch something like the Warcraft episode or the Guitar Hero episode. I missed that time period. Imagination Land. Here it is. All right. Very good. Rip South Park 2025. Yeah, they got strongly political, and there is no character development for any character in the show. There is no, like, story that's captivating that makes you go, ooh, I wonder what happens next. South Park today is the same exact thing as the political cartoon in a newspaper. There it is. Here we are. All right. Okay. And that's another thing. When South Park, when they got political in the past, it was usually pretty like, it was like be a funny, clever thing, right? This is not like that. This is like Stephen Colbert kind of comedy. It's about the same. Here we are. And I turned to Karis and I told her, I'm like, I think this might be a really unpopular season. I don't think this season's going to do very well. Here we are. All right. Very nice. Very good. The two minor issues with the new King of the Hill doesn't hurt it. Just noticeable. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so here we go. We got Pikachu. Khan's wife is played by an Asian lady, so she's the same. It's so jarring. How's the binder break doing? Isaac, you'll be pleased to see that the binder break has moved up to 2 spots. Also, guys, we have the jumbo pack break. If you get pulled in the jumbo pack break, you get this whole group of packs, and that's 1 in 4 odds. This is 1 in 7 odds. Now, the binder break is for ungraded Pokemon cards. Let me show them off. Pikachu, Pokeball, Pikachu, Coughing, Thunderous. Now, some of these actually might grade 10. Some of them might not grade 10, which is the point of the binder break. But interestingly, there's been some cards getting added after the binder break was formed. Some cards are being added afterwards. So it's just getting really fat now. Actually, you want me to add another card to it right now? I should add another card to it. Yeah, let's add another card to this. I think I know what I want to add. I'm going to go grab a nice poker card. I'll be right back. Speaking of breaks, how's the Tyranitar Gym Challenge? The Tyranitar Gym Challenge break, or Gym break I should call it, is still going. If you guys want to help out with this Tyranitar, there's 1 spot left. $35. He's a nice hollow. All right, let's see. So I just grabbed a couple vintage Pokemon cards here, and they're going to go into the binder break. So the binder break's getting even larger. Here it is. So these are yellow deck poker cards, like that. So you can have a couple of these. Probably not too expensive. All right. Very good. But, you know, it's fun. It's fun to have a little more, isn't it? Okay. Let's put these with the Delcatty. Okay, look at that. It's a pretty thick stack now. Cool. Neat. Okay. Can I add another thing to it? Let me see if I can add another thing to it. Let's see, what do I got laying around? Oh, no, not that. Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball, Street Fighter cards. What do I need to find something that's just laying around. For a guy with a lot of cards, it's funny that I might have trouble finding something. Well, we'll add something later. We just added some, didn't we? We just added some poker cards. It's a slow burn. We'll get this finished. Here it is. I fell asleep for a little bit. I will note that I will be dead until I reach the final stage at 25. Yeah? What? Okay, sounds good to me. Here we go. Place this back over here. By the way, you guys want to talk about the brakes that are moving? Let's talk about the brakes that are moving real fast. So, okay, M2, the heart brake, the electric brake. So this brake is moving real fast. This is the Lugia brake. It has picked up speed. That's because it turns out the Lugia has jumped in price. So this brake is looking pretty generous now. So this Lugia is moving real good. And then the other one would probably be this guy. He jumped by 2 spots in the daytime stream. Topps Chrome Charmander. Char. He's really nice, isn't he? Okay, so let's jump back over here. We got a giveaway going, right? And let's see what the next order is. Oops. There you go. We have a Mr. Temlet. He says, I'm paying for shipping. Please send to the address that starts with blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go find your bag. Mr. Temlet. Okay. Still time to add stuff to that bag, by the way, Mr. Temlet. If you're looking for any more of those Halo cards, we open it. Oh, yeah, you were opening up the Upper Deck ones. Yeah, we got those Upper Deck Halo cards on the menu if you want any. Here we are. Let's go grab you a label. Doo-doo. Okay. And let's go ahead and reduce the weight. This is actually a pretty light bag. Oh, he's got a new address. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. I got to create a new address for him. He's got a new address. All right, that's why he mentioned that. I don't have a brain. I'm lifeless. No! Brains are pretty interesting, aren't they? That's what we're trying to invent in software, is a brain, you know? We're trying to recreate a brain with just logic. It's a pretty interesting thing. Boy, computers are going to be crazy. All right, let's jump back in here. Oh, no, wait a second. I clicked on the wrong one. Hold on. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. I'm Temlet. It's Temlet! Yay! What's up, Temlet? And now let's go grab the email. Okay, got the email. And now we're going to get that all set up. We're going to try and print it. Look at that. Is it going to print it on the first try? Oh, wow. Love that. Okay, cool. Your brain will not mature on its own at age 25. I play too much rhythm games. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, here's another break that's actually on the move. It's got 3 spots in it now. It's the booster pack break right here. 3 out of 14 is full. That's something you might be interested in jumping into. Here it is. For a jungle pack. By the way, if you get pulled, you could have me crack this out of the holder and open the booster pack. And that would 100% become a video. So you can have, and you know, so it'd be like a guaranteed video out of this one. Or you can keep it sealed and have me ship it home to you because it did grade 10. So that's a nice thing to hold. So whatever you feel like doing. Okay, let's get a little rotation going. Here's Knocked Out for 35 bucks. There's a more affordable card. There's a nice Magby. Rapidash. Queen Bubblegum. And Charizard. Bubblegum, I'm kind of liquidating Bubblegum here. She's going to be 20 bucks right now. 20 bucks for Bubblegum. If nobody takes her, I'm probably going to put her in the Poke Shuffle for 20. All right, let's see. So Matthew's all done. Thank you, Matthew. Now we have an order from Tyler. 1 box of Mega Symphonia. Here you go, Tyler. Wow. So he orders another box of Mega Symphonia, and then Miss Tammy has ordered a box after that. That's so cool. How's it going, guys? How are you today? How's your Friday, everybody? I want to hear about your Friday. Anyone like Adventure Time? Not me. All right, let's see. By the way, did anyone get the ping tonight? Or do you think the ping's not working tonight? I'm curious. Tossing this here and tossing this here. You guys, Mike's side encouraged me to try another vertical stream. What do you guys think of that, huh? Maybe if we set a date up so you know to avoid it because you don't like it. But he wants me to continue experimenting with the vertical stream. He wants me to run a full like 2 to 3 hour vertical stream for like the daytime. There you go. I get every ping, so I don't know. Oh, okay, so you get all the pings. But he and I were looking at the data. The data suggested that the vertical stream in 50 minutes got more clicks than normal 2-hour streams. So we believe that it might actually be possible that YouTube pushes vertical streams out. We don't know if that's true. If it is true, we want to make sure that we do it from time to time in order to cast a wider net and get more people in here. And that's just my job. My job's to get more people into this group. We are part of what we do. Very nice. Of course, the very best way to get people in here, and what I prefer, is anytime you guys recommend this stream. I think that's the very finest way to... Oh, wow, you got 2 of these now. You should sell one to Mahasvara, man. I know Mahasvara likes that character. We are. Here's Deli Bird. Very nice. Or you could grade them first. That's cold. That's a cold one. Here's a cold one. Here's a cold one. They definitely pushing those streams. Nice. I definitely buy one of them if you're selling. Here's Clawitzer. When you scroll through the shorts on YouTube, sometimes lives will pop up. Yeah, exactly. And so the day that we posted that vertical stream, I noted that we had a couple people I didn't recognize in the stream. So I am thinking we ought to schedule once a week for a vertical stream. What do you guys think of that? You think that's crazy? I don't think that's crazy. Once a week vertical stream. We also could do a thing where maybe it's a different table. So it could have a whole different feeling to it. There we go. I feel like drug use is very common. I'm not talking about weed or alcohol or light drugs. Drug use. What are you saying? There's... Oh, look at that. You got them both. Might be worth dedicating a day to vertical streams. Yeah, I might host a daytime vertical stream for one of the days. Here we are. I think it is important that we get ourselves out there and meet new people, you know. Wow, both wallets. You would definitely need a different background. I need like a vertical background. If I buy the Princess Bubblegum, how much for the free Pikachu? Oh, how much for the free Pikachu? He is a giveaway for everybody. You have to get lucky to get him. Here it is. I know some other rip and shippers do vertical. That's very interesting. Okay, so vertical rip and shipping, huh? I mean, this is my favorite place is YouTube, and so if YouTube wants vertical rip and ship or vertical stream, we might have to test that out. Okay, all right, cold. Here's a cold one. Here's a cold one, and here is this guy. You can only see 3 slabs in the background. Yeah, that part is tricky. That part is tricky, undoubtedly. But, you know, if I decide to do that, I'll warn you guys so that you don't feel surprised when it happens, so you know what to expect. There it is. All right. I'm thinking either Sunday or Tuesday. Sundays and Tuesdays are some of the least popular days on our stream, so those wouldn't be too bad of days to do that. Wow, some lovely ARs. I like the Alakazam. There we are. So, Mr. Tyler, you could make shorts super easily from vertical streams. That's an interesting thought. I never thought of that. Mike's side wouldn't have to do quite as much editing on a vertical stream short. There we are. Okay. Here's Deoxys. Here's Scizor. Here's a Suicune. Here's Decidueye. And here is another Suicune, but it is more expensive? That can't be right. Nah, it can't be right. We're going to say 160 on this Suicune over here. 8.25. All right. So you got 2 different Suicunes. Okay. This one's cheaper. This one's more expensive. Okay. Now we have an order from Tammy. Miss Tammy, you ready? All right. So we have this box of Symphonia. I've never seen those other shippers, and they always pop up on the shorts. Very interesting. That is very interesting. Okay. You can make shorts super easy for vertical streams. I already read that. Okay. So that's some important feedback, I'd say, guys. There we are. Tossing this. All right. Lovely. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. And here is, aha, the Pikachu. Look at that Pikachu. Oh, yeah. So let's start sneeping. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, it's to streamline your shorts into scrolling, and it'll pop up live now. I've tuned into a couple. Okay, that's interesting. That's how TikTok works too, by the way. TikTok works in the same way. It is. Okay. We might want to try and capture some of those views. I'm tempted to try it out Sunday night. What do you guys think? Sunday night, vertical stream? It is. Not representatives, mostly OSRS, PvP, and shiny hunts. There we go. Yeah, I'm tempted to give it a try on Sunday night. Sunday night's not one of the crazier streams. The slowest streams of the week for me are Sunday and Tuesday. Some vertical or earthworm slab videos will bring in the buyers. The worm equals money. Here we go, Miss Tammy. Come on, Tammy. I'd say do it the slower days or the daytime stream. You know what's crazy? The daytime stream slaps, dude. It does really well. I mean, look at us. We have 75 viewers in 50 minutes on the nighttime stream, which is kind of an all-time low for us, by the way. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. But the daytime stream popped over 100 viewers easily. So I think the daytime stream at this point would have had about 88 viewers. Also, I'm pretty confident at this point that our viewer base has been split between daytime and nighttime. So we get some of our viewers in the night and some of our viewers in the day. And then some of you guys show up to both. There we are. But, yeah, so, I think about that sometimes. The double stream per day, it's not necessarily the best method. I suspect having 2 streams in one day is maybe not the best way to do things. But I don't know. It fits my schedule really well. So I don't know. It's a weird thing, isn't it? If I hosted one much longer stream, just one, it might actually pull in a much higher peak concurrent viewership. Here it is. All right. Ooh. I rarely do the day. Marshall says, yep, 71 on a Friday night. Well, you know, Friday's actually very fascinating because Friday night's one of the most competitive nights. Did you know that? There's so many people hosting so many streams, whether it be Pokemon cards or video games, that you'd be surprised. Sometimes a slower day can outperform what you would expect to be a busy day. And, yeah, so it's kind of a surprising thing that it'll work that way. But it makes sense, right? All the streamers want to make sure they're live on a Friday. There it is. I like the nighttime stream during the week. It takes less time up compared to the nighttime stream. I fell asleep after a company picnic. Lol. Might try going back to sleep, but bumming here now. Company picnic? Where's my company picnic? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to go ahead and invite my employees out to a company picnic. That means only Alexa's going to show up. Then she'll be like, you guys are boomers, and she'll leave. We are. It's payday. Everyone wants to spend. All right, cold. We have a Latios. That's going to be a cold round for you, I think. Is that Latios or Latios? That's Latios, huh? Cold. Cold. And cold. There we have it. Miss Tammy, thank you so much, Miss Tammy. So Tyler McCansh and Tammy going deep tonight, buying whole boxes each. You know what? You guys buy whole boxes. Let me get you on that giveaway tonight. You're going to go on automatically. And if the machine picks you, you're going to go on twice. Look at this. Okay. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Tammy usually gives up the hollows. I forgot about this. She doesn't like the hollows. Because later she'll be like, why don't you go remove the hollows? Mistress, the New Balance is on, and the Grill Master apron. That's right. It would be interesting if I bought a separate property to host like parties or something. Okay, these can go over here. And this can go in here. All right. And we'll grab the Tammy Low box. Tammy. Good. Boom. All right, so let's get Mr. Tyler on here. Tyler and Tammy. All right, Tyler, Tammy. Mr. the type top to wear a Kiss the Cook apron. Let's hit choose a winner. We got Crazy K. Here we are. And on the grill, we've got Galissopods cooking. Big, nasty seafoods. And you're like, ew. Where's the hot dogs? I'll be like, hot dogs are so mid. It's all about Galissopods. All right, Mr. Crazy got on the list. Thanks for being here, Mr. Crazy. Let's see what's next. So we do have an order from Nathan Gordon. Numero uno, Luigi Spot. Luigi Spot. What does that even mean, Luigi Spot? Here it is. All right. Ooh. You're going right on, Mr. Nathan. Yum, Galissopod. Nathan Gordon. All right, we have an empty queue, guys. There it is. That is an empty queue. We are. Okay, we'll pop this here. We had a really busy daytime stream. I think that daytime stream really does affect the nighttime stream. I feel like it's like two separate things that get skewered between each other. So that is at 15 out of 28. Tortellini. We should have 2 picnic, 1 in the day and 1 at night. Kiss the cook. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and rotate these. That's the Pupitar. I'm lowering the Pupitar now by $5. No, I said after this, he'd be... Maybe he'd go in the Pokey Shuffle. He'd be a store credit card at this point. So he's going to be a store credit card, I think. All right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's going in for 45. Okay, we brought him down to 45. That's already pretty good. Number 247 Pupitar. Or, so you can do that, or you can take a $30 store credit on this guy. You have 2 options. I buy him back instantly for 30, or you take him for 45. But he's supposedly worth 97. Very interesting. So he's gone. He's a star card, and he's on his way. What should the next star card be? The star card is really reserved for Pokemon that are never going to sell. Ever. Like in a million lifetimes. Oh, I like this one. Okay, we're going to start there with this one. Actually, you know what? You know what? This one really deserves to go up on Feebay. So let me take a quick picture of this. This is a card where we need to reach out to people who really appreciate Seal DOS. And those guys are on eBay. Because they're a smaller crowd. All right. I'll just hit the kitchen and make a peanut butter and onion. Oh, yeah. Peanut butter. I'll stop you there. Peanut butter and onion. My booty cheeks, dude. Oops. What am I doing over here? I'm going to mark that on red. Let's see. Click on this. We're going to go up to eBay. Where's eBay? Here it is. And we'll take some pictures. Okay. Wow, look at the back of the card. Even that's cool. Peanut butter and onion, saffron pudding, and bologna sandwich. Bologna? I don't know about bologna. Who eats bologna? Okay. I'll buy that right now. You're buying this right now, the electric type? So we reduced it to $80 to give it a last chance to sell before it went to eBay. If it went up to eBay, it was going to go up for like 160. But if you're buying it at 80, then we're good to go. Let me go ahead and remove those pictures. If you change your mind, let me go ahead and delete this. Oops. How do I delete this? There it goes. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, so I'll set this to the side for you now. Now, if you joined late into this stream, what happened at the beginning of the stream is we put all these expensive slabs up. We got Sneasler, we got, oops, no, I got that right. We got the Shining Steelix, we got Cloud, we got Lugia, we've got Raichu, we've got Shining Celebi and Aerodactyl, we've got Venusaur. Look at all that, guys. Wow. So some really nice high-end slabs have just come up for sale now. And really what's going on, I mentioned this before, I am doing a bathroom renovation and it's not cheap. So they're going to ask me for a bunch of money and I'm going to fund some of that with the sale of some of my slabs. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to give up some slabs and have a nicer bathroom. There it is. Get that rotated on, huh? Ooh, yeah, I had to get more of these up, the Koros. Just got off work, about to smoke. I'm going to crash out because I crashed out. I'm pissed. You're pissed. All right, cool, man. Here is Rob Ryan, 4 Pokey Shuffles. Please ship my bag. You got it, Rob Ryan. Mr. Rob. Some of those cards are the value of cars. Yeah, they get pricey, huh? Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. There they are. Shining Steelix might go because he's like in a more affordable range. 4 cold ones. They're all yours, Robin. Did I say Robin? They're all yours, Rob. We watched Batman and Robin the other day. They are. Boy, that movie was a doozy. Rob Pruden, Robert Cole, Robert Churchill, Rob Ryan. Whoa. Is that your only bag? I can't imagine you came in here to ship a bag with 1 card in it. Did you have more cards? Maybe you had a slab? You ready for Halloween? Yeah. We're heading toward a Halloween. Who's not excited for that? Do you guys dress up for Halloween? I never dress up. All right, so that was your only card in the bag. And I'm assuming then that you got some slabs. That's what I'm betting is going on. If you need another round of those Pokey Shuffles, go nuts, Mr. Rob. And now let's see if we've shipped you before. Rob Ryan. It looks like we have. Hopefully you haven't moved. It says 1224 on it. I'm going to check to make sure he hasn't moved, okay? Did you just knock on my door? Oh, it sounded like someone knocked on my door. Getting stalked. It's haunted in here, guys. All right, that's what I do, Law. I tell you all the time, I love fishing. All you got to do is put me up in a room for a little while and pay me in Pokemon cards and let me go fishing and I'll renovate it. Oh, yeah? You could definitely go fishing out here. There's people fishing out here every single day. I'm not exaggerating. It's like all day, sometimes all day. If the weather's good, 100% all day. There you go. All right, he's got to have a slab or 2. That's got to be it. It's got to be slabs. I wear my wife's beef. What are you saying, dude? It's the ghost. The ghost of the old man in the walls, right? All right, we're printing a label for Mr. Rob Ryan. All right, we're going to hit print. And we're going to hit print. Good. Instead of going down and doing work for the county, renovating their offices and their bathrooms, I can renovate yours and be on vacation at the same time. He's pissed about the carpet. I'm pissed. All right, let's see. That's all done. Thank you, Rob Ryan. By the way, if you've never placed an order live, give it a try tonight. Place your first order. Give it a try. How do you do it? Head over to the description of the live stream. There you'll find PayPal, ZELLE, crypto, CASHAPP, VENMO, all kinds of ways to pay. And after that, you just scroll down further and you'll see what's for sale. You can also see the slab prices right in the front right here. So that is how you place an order on this stream. We have a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool breaks that you might actually be interested in one day. So Tyler says he'll take this half-price Seal DOS card. Yeah, I was given this a last chance to sell on the table before we sent it off to eBay. On eBay, he would have been full price because eBay is an interesting place. It sometimes sells right away. But, you know, I don't mind it when you guys buy it at like half price. Makes me feel good. Good, good, good. Well, let's see if we can get a picture up here on the table. Actually, I'd like to see these Tora Karutas come back up. Here's Ghastly. He's been rotating for a while. Ghastly's definitely ready. Here's Electric Type Seal DOS. So this is the other one, by the way. It is. You just bought this one. If you want this other one that doesn't have Pikachu on it, I'll do $60 for you. There it is. So he's 60 if you want this one as well. So they kind of go together if you don't know that. See, number 4, number 5. Pretty neat. All right. So I'll give you a chance to think about that. And then let's go ahead and put this here. This has been priced for the first time today. Blooper, or was it the first time? I think it was. The blooper from Mario, very cute. Very hard to get 10s on those, by the way. Beedrill Carddass. So these are ready to be put away. By the way, I just sold 3 of these Carddass cards on eBay yesterday. So they went boom, like, but they just all sold. So there's someone out there buying them. They might not be watching the stream, but they're buying them. They move. It's Jen. Hey, what's up, Jen? She says, hope all is going well. Let's open an English Black Bull. I'm going to put you on the giveaway slab too, Jen. Jen hanging out. Opening an ETB. Here you go. All right, Jen. Very cool. Then I posted, I'm going to smoke and then play some Xbox. No more moldy packs, Wrath. Oh, we never found out what was in that moldy pack. Does anyone want to buy into a moldy pack break? There it is. This, okay. Losing the shiitake mushroom cells with the bathroom carpet now being gone. You know, the flooring under the carpet looked really clean. It looked really clean. It didn't look like it was diseased or moldy. I was kind of hoping it would look dirty. You know why? Because I wanted to justify ripping it all up instead of selling the house as is and not spending any money on renovations. Now we're ripping it up. I put in an order for a card from London and MasterCard charged me a cross-border fee. Jesus. That's so dumb, dude. All right. So, Miss Jen. By the way, Jen, nobody has managed to pull the Chrome Zekrom, Chrome Victini, or Chrome Reshiram. So we have no footage of that yet, even though a lot of people did actually try. A lot of these, I sold like 4 cases of this and no super pulls. In fact, I think out of all that, we had like maybe 1 alt-art. It is tough to pull the guy out of here. Here goes Sneep. Let's get this Sneep in. Sneep. Let's get this Sneep in. Sneep. And we'll Sneep this one as well. Sneep. And we'll Sneep this one as well. Sneep. Hey, what's up, Jen? Anything from UK is wacky. I had to use middlemen from Fiverr to get my different language endurance. Middlemen from Fiverr? What? There we go. I wonder if I could hire guys online to do things. Like, I wonder if I could just go hunting for an editor who's posting himself as available to edit videos. There you go. I should actually look into that because I'd love to have a second editor who tries to make a second YouTube channel that just takes advantage of all of our video footage. Here's Croc-a-Rock Beer Tick. I've got 2 YouTube channels. I've got Cardconomist 1 and Cardconomist 2. And I'd love to have somebody working on Cardconomist 2. That's why I've been saying we're looking for a second editor. Here's Larvesta. Ooh, yes, they have editors. There it is. And Superior. You pay a person on Fiverr to get an item. You pay for the item and their time, and they send it to you. Longest one was Brazil. Man, I gotta look into that kind of stuff more. Here's Tranquil Volcarona. Jen's here. Been a long while. She popped in and said hi the other day. We're glad she's still around. I was talking about how we miss Jen. It is Haxorus. And here's Clang. Okay, okay. And here's... See, look at this, Jen. This is terrible. Man, that's rough. So, Jen, your pull is 1 Larvesta AR. I gotta say, the English cards are stingy, dude. That is way stingy compared to what you get out of the Japanese boxes. Japanese boxes just pay out like crazy. But English, they're like, no way. You could use Fiverr to outsource editors, or I could learn in my spare time. Well, if anyone here who has a passion for Pokemon cards want to learn how to edit videos, you can make a little side cash if you start making quality videos for me and posting to my second YouTube channel. We want to grow that second YouTube channel a little bit. Your objective would be to just grow that channel under any circumstance, using any footage. That's the goal. And the pay would probably be based on the performance of the channel. It's a very young channel, and you can't really mess it up because nobody cares about it. You could mess this channel up, which we don't want that. The other channel has no ranking in the algorithm. This one does. So we don't want to mess up the original channel. There it is. I guess that's that's payback for all the terrible times I've had with everything else. That's why these cards are pricey. Hard pull rates. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. Here we are. Here's Crustle. Ooh. And here's Pidove. Ooh. Very nice. Very nice. We added some things since the last time you were here, Jen. What we added, they're called challenge rolls. So in our Discord server now, when you pull enough of the right item, you'll get a special roll just for you. And we also added in something else. We added, now we keep track of donations. So this is the donation list, because I've always known people are very generous into this channel, but there's never been a way to track it. So now we're tracking it. We got a channel where at the end of the month, we take a picture of this card and all the donations have a picture now. So check it out. 100, 180, 145, 510, 135. Crazy, right? So now people can actually see how much has been donated. So challenge rolls and a donation sort of like scoreboard that helps people understand just what we get done over here. Could I use my own cards as well to showcase stuff? I don't have a collection like yours, but it's decent. Oh, I see what you're saying. That is actually a fascinating idea. Yeah, if you were the editor and you had some things to show off, that might be possible. I guess the goal is to grow the channel under any costs, so maybe, I don't know, that could work. Here's Miss Jen. So, you've got a bag right over here somewhere, right? No, wait, you got a box, don't you? I gave you a box, didn't I? Yeah, you got a box. Something wrong with my left arm, man. Man, ever since I started lifting weights. All right. Cool stuff. Here we are. How's life been? Any interesting news, Jen? Here we are. Okay. All right. Wait a second. Let's try back here. Nah, I don't want to push that in there. All right. So you will need a new bag. Let's pull this out. Not a new bag. No, yeah, I said that right. A new bag. So let's put this back in here. And we'll pull this box out. And so this is a double box now. The question is, where do we put Jen's double box? I'm going to put it back over here. So who do we have? We got Gilberto, Omar, and Jen. All right. There we go. Double box. Okay. Very good. Oops. You wouldn't happen to have a King Gambit collection from Shrouded Fable? No. No, I do not. This. Okay, now we'll write this down again. All right, cool. Headache actually got too much stuff. I'm in the midst of moving. Oh, you're moving. We are. Are you excited for the move? My legs. Shouldn't do that. I fold my legs up under my butt because it's more comfortable that way, and then my legs go to sleep. It's terrible. I don't know why I do that. Okay. Old habit. Click. Now we have a Tyler McCann. She says, I'll take that other Seal DOS. Sounds good, man. Where'd I put that? Did I put that in the middle? Ah, here it is in the middle. So there is that lovely Seal DOS. Mr. Tyler. Okay. Good. I'm excited when it's all over. The packing part, not as fun. There you go. All right. So cool. Here's this. Karis and I have been talking a lot about moving. We started saving up for a move, but we really can't decide on what to do. It's really, it is very confusing. We're not sure where we want to go. One of the biggest problems we run into is when we go searching for a house, kind of like the ones we have right now, they're all like over $1 million now. But the house we have, we got it for $650. So to buy a house of this size with a nice lake in a place like Tennessee, which is one of the places we want to move, Tennessee, to do that would cost us like $1 million, $1.4 million. And it's like, I don't know, maybe we just sit here and just enjoy having a nice house at a low price, you know? And then the other thing is we're trying to reduce the taxes. And so our state taxes would go from 5% to 0% in Tennessee. However, 5% is not super high compared to all the states. And the Missouri senators are talking about getting rid of that tax. So we might become a no-tax state anyways. So that's real scary to move and then have it become a no-tax state. That would be a mistake. And the last part is probably that we got two of the houses at a really good interest rate. And so we're kind of locked in. We don't want to give them up. when we talk to AI about it, AI even says, don't get rid of those houses. You know, hold on to them and move. So we haven't really figured out what we want to do. It's kind of frustrating. It would be easy if there was like a clear direction to go. You're the only 10 I see. Wait for economy to crash. Yeah, that might not happen for a while, though. I don't think there's strong signs of the economy crashing. Mr. Waiting for return to the land. What did the contractor say about the carpet in the bathroom? Well, he ripped it up. It's gone now. The carpet's gone. And he didn't have anything to say about it, but the floor underneath it wasn't moldy. It just looked like it's just clean. It actually looked really clean. So it looks like fresh. And so, you know, that's kind of how I felt about the bathroom anyways. I didn't feel like it was real dirty, but it is carpet in a bathroom, so that's kind of insane. So it's gone now. Rob Ryan, I have a greatest silver coin. Your chat seems to be restricted. No, I'm sure it's not restricted. It's maybe it's something that you're saying that it won't let me read. I don't know. Yeah, weird. By the way, let me go to all messages. All right, so I've gone into all message mode. And have no fear, Miss Alexis will add the coin to the shipment. In fact, let me make sure she does that. You said a greatest silver coin. I'm confident she'll get that. Silver coin, silver bells. Carpet and water areas shouldn't be a thing. Yeah, it's really gross. Is it worth being 1.4 million further back toward your goal? And how long will you have to keep working to get back to where you were before you moved? Yeah, like I would be on the hook for paying down a $1.4 million mortgage to move into the house I want to move into in Tennessee, like a nice lake house. Or I could just pay this house down and it's only $650. It's like literally half already. So, you know, it's tempting to stay actually. And, I really want Missouri to be a no-tax state. I'd really like that. But also, they've announced some major changes to Lake of the Ozarks. We're getting a Bass Pro Shop now. There was this dead outlet mall that's just been sitting out here in Lake of the Ozarks. There's nothing to do over there. That has been purchased by a gigantic investment firm, and they're moving the Bass Pro Shop into the outlet mall. And they believe as a result of that being there, they think the whole area is going to come to life and they're going to renovate the whole thing. And it's going to be done in 2 years. So we'll have a Bass Pro Shop, and the CEO of Bass Pro Shop, who's like one of Missouri's top 5 wealthiest men, he has just bought a house in Lake of the Ozarks. So that's all pretty good news for me, holding a couple properties out here. And then we're getting a Chick-fil-A. Which sounds silly, but it's like this area, Lake of the Ozarks, really suffers from a lack of restaurants. You know, you wouldn't want to live out here because there's so few restaurants to eat at. But we've got a new pizza place, a new coffee shop, a new Indian restaurant, a new Japanese steakhouse, and a new Chick-fil-A all in 1 year. So that all just happened. Oh, and there's a new Irish pub too, and they sell food as well. We went there one time. It was okay. So, but that was last year though. So, but all those other things were in 1 year. And yeah, it just seems like the traffic grows on the roads. And, you know, the amusement park's supposed to be done next year, I think. There's an amusement park they're working on that never seems to have any progress, but they're claiming they're going to open part of it in the end of next year. So, yeah, it's weird. The whole area seems like it's growing really rapidly. But I don't know. It's not a pack break. It's what a pack break. We do have a pack break. We have this pack split. It is Team Rocket pack split. Jump in there if you'd like a chance for Dark Charizard. Now, what do we got? We have an order from Click. Sergio Urzua, $30 for my slab away. You got it, Mr. Sergio. Let's jump up here. We just got a super fancy Olive Garden. Super fancy. I've never seen one like that. Too long indeed. Yeah, that's very clever. The idea of taking your business and remodeling it to feel upscale rather than to feel cheap and lame. You know, these middle income, you know, restaurants like Red Lobster and Applebee's, they've been struggling for a while. They're trying to find the secret patty formula to get you to come back. What's your guys' favorite middle income, or what do they call that? Middle class income family restaurant. There's places like Chili's, Longhorn Steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse, you know, Olive Garden, Red Lobster. There's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of chain restaurants like that. What's your favorite one, guys? Do you have a favorite? I'd love to hear what you guys think is your favorite restaurant. Now, while you guys think about that, let me check and see if there's any more orders. I actually think we just ran out. We have no orders in the queue. Slow Friday. So this is officially a slow Friday night. And maybe everyone's pooped after all of these. We had a lot of sales from the new set, the new Mega Brave Mega Symphonia. When that set arrived at the beginning of the week, we blew through like about 5 cases of it. And yeah, there was still a lot of that. That's been disappearing. Also, PRB2, we still have some of that left, but notably that slowed down a little bit too. PRB2 has slowed down. Here's Culver's. Yeah, we got a Culver's 2 years ago out here. Culver's. I don't like Culver's. I've eaten there. It's too greasy. Here's Heavicross. Here's Electabuzz. How about a new slab up on the table, guys? You want a new slab? Let's see. We've got Gimme Ghoul. Ugh. Gimme Ghoul. Texas Roadhouse for sure. Texas Roadhouse. You know what's sad? I've never been there. Did you guys know Texas Roadhouse was invented by a guy who never grew up in Texas? He did not live in Texas. And the restaurant was not founded in Texas, if I'm correct, if I recall correctly. So it wasn't invented in Texas. The guy who started it, he's not from Texas. It's just a clever title. It's like if I started an Italian restaurant, but I'm Irish. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. All right, let's see. PSA 10, Gimme Ghoul. Here's some poor news. Tag grading just went up in price. Did you guys know that? Tag grading is now more expensive than it was. So you have to pay extra money. You have to pay extra money to grade with tag. The problem with that, tag grading now costs more than PSA grading. So what's the point? What's the point? We are. All right, so this shall be $40. Wow, $40 for that. That's interesting. Culver's is very plain tasting. Exactly. I've never eaten at Culver's and thought, whoa, this is the king of sandwiches or something. Ooh, look at this. This is the Team Rocket's Giovanni SAR. Very cool card. Let's see what that's going for. It can't be much because there's actually a lot of Giovanni cards out there. So I think there's too many of these. But he's the latest one, so it should be an exciting card. My company gave me a gift card for Texas Roadhouse at the picnic. There is even one near me. Sell it on eBay. Sell it on eBay. Put that money to use. Sell it on eBay and buy yourself a Pokemon card. It's like your boss bought you a Pokemon card. That's nice, right? So we're going to say Giovanni 129. 129. And he is 120 for PSA. What is he with tag? Does he cost more with tag? Weirdly, tag costs more money. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. It's the same. 120. Okay. So he's a 120. 120, huh? He would be an interesting mini break. You guys want a mini break? We are. All right. I think small breaks are real popular. So he will have only 4 spots in him. We'll call this a mini break. We'll see if this goes off. I don't know. Guess it depends on how popular it is. Sell it to a friend or a relative. All right, let's see what's going on over here. Pho is great. I knew tag would go up. The diligence they did with the QR code is really what might be pushing them right now. Well, you know, probably what's going on, they don't get the volume that PSA receives, but they might be getting enough grades that they can't handle a lot more. So what they're saying is, all right, slow down, guys. Don't send us anymore. We are. So we have a Roger Gray, 1 Doctor Who Magic. Let's see a Serial Doctor. Heck yeah, dude. Serial Doctor. Here it is. By the way, one of the new sets we received was actually this Gundam set. Gundam is a $4 booster pack. If you want any Gundam packs, we have not pulled the top chase card out of Gundam. So we're waiting to do that. We want to pull the top pull so that we can show it off. It is. Okay. Now, Mr. Roger, let's grab this. In and Out is my go-to. BlackRock wanted to buy more houses and didn't want to buy high-quality salmon. What? Freaking BlackRock! I'm so tired of them. All right, Mr. The English Gundam is super hot. Very hard to find. Oh, nice. Here we are. Okay, what do we got? Swamp, 13th Doctor, Master Mesmerist. Well, that's a good thing because maybe people are playing the game. The Japanese version will have the same print and might be very popular in Asia. Not only that, but if you can pull the chase card out, I'm sure it's going to be still very highly desirable as a collectible. All right, very similar to what we do with Pokemon, right? Okay, so here's Davros, the 4th Doctor. Darn. All right, so I did not see... So these are like surge foils. The 8th Doctor. I did not see a numbered Doctor card in here. There it is. In and out is my go-to. Return to Dust, huh? So I'm starting to realize these are surge foils, and these are more valuable because they're surge foils, aren't they? Is that it? Gundam looks like Magic the Gathering. No, it looks like One Piece. I think Gundam looks like One Piece. There we go. Double Fiery is lit back to back. Tossing that over there. Okay. Mr. Roger, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a Pokemon. That should be your theme song. What if every moderator had a theme song? Here's Joshua Whipple, 1 pack of White. New bag. All right, Pokemon White. This is a fresh box of Pokemon White. Let's see what you got, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Snip of this. Okay. Is Fiery Islet a good card? What do we got here? We've got 2 cards, but they're not good. I don't know how to feel about black and white. I don't know how to feel about them. There we go. Joshua with the Josh. Joshua. Joseph. Oh, yeah, you did say new bag. Let's get that new bag. Okay, Joshua. Okay. Whipple. How you guys doing tonight? Okay, good. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Tossing this up here. And let's rotate these. Here's Gliscor. Here's the Lucario drawing. Very nice. Here is the Gengar. Here is Empoleon. And here is Nazgul. Wonder if you guys would accept a $20 break on this card. I wonder if that card would disappear on it, like an art break or something. Miss Jen says she'll take another box of that Mega Sip. You got it, Miss Jen. Let me stand up and get some more. I think I have to get some more. Yes, I have to get some more. All right. Let's see. Good. All right. Here it is. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Very good. Jen, say hi to T. Tossing that over there. Okay. And here's this. If you get the Gardevoir alt, sell it to me. Okay, tossing this. All right. Throwing that out. Good. Where's the Venusaur from? Is it Simp or Brave? I think the Venusaur is in Mega Brave. That might be why Mega Brave is a little more expensive. It costs a little more. Notably, when I go to restock it, a case is almost $300 more than Symphonia. So right now, Mega Brave is winning in terms of cost. And so that also means you get a better deal on Symphonia. So if you're a Gardevoir fan, that's great. You're like, ooh, good. You guys stay out of the Symphonia. Okay. All right. There we go. Well, thank you, Jen. Really nice. Just buy both. Tossing this. Ready? All right. Okay, so we've got a cold one. Here's a cold one. Here's a cold one. Here's a cold one. Here's Alakazam. Kazam. Here's Kangaskhan. This guy, Inteleon. Oop, come on now. Porquay, no los dos. Here's... You guys got to teach me some other languages. Who wants to teach me some other languages right now? Here's Omelet. Here it is. Who speaks 2 languages? Does anyone here speak 2 languages? Some people are fluent in 2 languages. There we go. I know Bofa and I know D's. So those are my languages. Here we are. What second language do you speak? Are you, a lot of the time, the second language is often Spanish. But Alex, what are you, is it going to be like Ukrainian maybe? Or I speak 4. You speak 4? Well, so I guess if you're in Switzerland, you have to know German. And so you already speak English, but it's Swiss German really. And they also have some French over there too, right? So you probably deal, and I guess Italian, right? And so I guess you deal with running into all those languages from time to time. There it is. Ukrainian? So you're really fluent in Ukrainian, or would you say more like you've picked up a lot of it? Because I think there's a difference between fluent and just very familiar, right? All right. I speak Spanglish. I speak Americanese. Here we are. I wish I spoke 2 languages. I just don't have the patience, I suppose. There it is. Good. Such a good skill, you know. I speak French, Spanish, Danish, English, and small amounts of Danish. Here we are. Oh, that's cool. That's not what I expected. Here is the what's his name again? I get his name right every now and then. It's like something that has to do with Graveyard. Graveyard. Got it. See, I got it before you helped me. Okay. German, I mean, not Danish, with a small amount. Yes, German. I took 2 years of German in school, in college. Those counted as electives. So I was just filling out my electives. And I don't know, I like German. It's a cool language. Actually, I found out like last year that the English language is just a derivative of German. Did you know that? It's just a derivative of German. It is. So if you trace Old English back further and further and further, it was just German at one point. How crazy is that? We are. All right. Cool. Really? I feel like we're missing. I feel like we're missing an SR. She got 1 omelet? Wait a second. Was there not another? Double R, double R. She only got 1 SR out of the box. That's not right. Oh. There it is. It's the Gardevoir. Ah. Tricked me. There you go. All right. Lovely Gardevoir. I was about to say, that ain't right. That's the same with the Nordic countries. Here we are. Ooh, those Chad Nords, huh? All right, Miss Jen. And now we are working on the top half of your box. There we go. Very good. Lovely. Mr. Blind. Hey! I'm obviously not blind. I'm just stupid. Let me have a sip of this. Mandarin is wildly impressive. Mandarin Chinese here. Do you like, so you speak it, or do you just roughly, you know, like you're comfortable with it? You know what I mean? That is very cool, though. Tammy, take me on a vacation to China. I want to go to China. Joshua Whipple, 1 more pack of Pokemon White. I can fully converse in Mandarin. Technically my first language. That's very cool. Here we are. I want to go to China. And I want to buy Pokemon cards from a Chinese Pokemon shop. Here we are. I've seen the cities in China. They're insane. They're really good. Here we are. A lot of people don't understand that. American cities are like super old. Our cities were built in like the 60s. And, you know, and they continue to get built throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, the 2000s. But Chinese cities they're a little more recently built, and they use super cutting edge like architectural styles, and so it's super 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 crazy when you see them. It's really impressive. Because American cities like New York, since there's these already existing old buildings, you can't really tear those down super cheaply or super easily and rebuild in that area. Like you're not tearing down the Empire State Building. And for a while, stuff like the Empire State Building was super impressive. Now it's a very old building, not quite as impressive. And kind of like Minecraft, when you start a Minecraft world and you build your first couple of houses, they're never very good. But then later on, all your houses get super cool. So China's got younger cities and they're like super, super fancy. And it makes me jealous as hell. I wish America would do that. I wish America would pick like some place and designate it as a brand new city. And then just the government just like builds like crazy over there. Like maybe not the government themselves, but the government declares sort of like funding for companies that want to build huge factories over there or like huge manufacturing things. And then they say, okay, now build up these cities or something. So it'd be cool if America got a new city. But I don't think it quite works that way. I think they pick a place that's already partially developed and then they say, all right, we're going to keep developing it. Maybe like Texas or something. All right, Joshua. I've thought about moving to Texas, really. You got Archeops, man. That's a cool bird. They have bridges and buildings collapsing on a weekly basis. I think I know what you're talking about. They had some scandals occur where they were building with cheap materials, but those are like apartment buildings, right? Those are not all over China, is what I'm trying to say. And so they've got some areas that are much, much nicer. But yeah, there were areas where they were trying to build very rapidly. So they weren't building with the best materials because they had already gotten paid to build the stuff. So they didn't have to worry about whether they did a good job or not. And so that incident might be a little more isolated than you think it is, because it's not like you can continuously get away with that. Basically, the builders scammed everybody. And so there were probably a lot of legal pursuits over that. There was probably a lot of outrage. And I promise you that probably did not last very long. And they're not going to allow it to keep going on. Wow, we got a lot of Quip drawings lately, don't we? Look at this. So I found this one, the Quip Umbreon, and here's the Lucario. Very cute. I feel like I can make a Quip's drawing channel in our Discord server and take a picture of all her drawings. I'm going to set these over here now, though. Too many slabs over there. They sometimes don't exactly have great regulations. Mister, you need to watch the video of people who live in China. Their new buildings don't ever last 10 years without collapsing because they rush it with horrible materials. They have bridges and buildings collapsing on a weekly basis. Yeah, but then they also build really impressive bridges too. So, again, it's maybe like some builders are running a little bit of a scam where you pay them and then they just do a half-assed job so they can profit, and then they run away, and then they give you a lemon and they like, the lemon's yours, figure it out. So again, that's not going to last. I mean, it's just like if that happened over here in America, if you cheated your customer with a crappy-ass building, that would not last very long because you will get sued. You'll get put into jail and prison for scamming. So there's videos of that, and I think sometimes we rub our bellies going, haha, we would never do that. But I promise you, that probably does not last very long over there because they don't want it any more than we do. Here's Tyler. He says 10 Gundams. You got it, man. This stream brought to you by Tyler, Tammy, and Jen. Thanks, guys. All right, you ready? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a 10. Okay. Corruption dance. No, I'm getting corrupted. People are going around and pulling up the drainage grates in Beijing, and a lot of them are fake. That's why they have such bad flooding. Fake drainage. That's crazy, dude. Yeah, that is called theft. So you are looking at videos of theft. That's what that is. You have stolen money from a customer who thought they were buying a quality home, and the seller builds, a fake home out of chalk and, like you said, fake drainage systems, and then they try to run away with the money. I promise you, they will sort that out. They will not allow that to keep going because no one will tolerate it. Who wants to tolerate it? And it looks bad too, We are. I'm serious. Look at social media. People over there that don't let the government keep them quiet. They got around showing it. It's all of China, all of the big cities. I don't have enough time to research every bit of that. Here we are. But I have no doubt some of that has happened. We are. So we got 1. We got 2. We got a 3. So these are the Gundam cards, by the way, guys. 4. 5, 6, 7. Oh, there you go. You got an LR. Some guy with the long sniper rifle looking thing. Good stuff, man. These are cool cards. I like them. Need to make Karis open these all morning. Here we are. And here's this. And here is, whoa, that's cool, man. So that's an LR plus, and this is considered like a hit card, right? What you're looking for is an LR plus plus. No one has pulled an LR plus plus of one of these. So if you pull it, that's a clip. No one has that clip yet. So we'd love to get a recording of that for Gundam. There we go. I sent a bit more this time. Ooh, we're going to open up a little bit more. I like that. Okay. So Tyler McKish, this comes with the holo, and I guess this is called a resource card. If you guys ever don't want or need the resource cards, just let me know. Let's go ahead and pop this up into your bag. All right, so Tyler, some people care about that stuff. Some people don't care about that stuff. I don't really know, but I want to encourage you guys to try out the Gundam cards. They're fun. They are. Long line? Actually, no. It's a very short wait time if you'd like to open some cards. We are 101 minutes in, so we're almost 2 hours in. What time is it? 3:18? Nice. So we have busted through most of the orders, and now there's actually a pretty short wait time. Look at that nice Groudon. So this Groudon can go up into the Pokey Shuffle. I like him there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to put him in for 30, not 33. He's going to go in cheaper. Actually, let's put him in for 35, but let's make him a star spot. All right, a -5. 080 Groudon. Who doesn't mind pulling a Groudon out? And it's going to say 10. It's going to say -5. There it is. I'm not trying to be one of those types that talks about other countries. I'm not that guy. Well, it just happens to be last week I went down a rabbit hole. I actually believe you. I've seen those videos too. I just think it's a solvable problem. It really is. There it is. All right. Very good. Okay. Cool, 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 man. We have Joshua Whipple, 20 Mega Braves, and 10 Gundams. All right, 10 Gundams. You got it, man. Let's see what we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's give you the last 2. I appreciate you coming in here, Mr. Josh. So you got a total of 12 packets. Do you still have Pokebras? Technically I do. They've been renamed to the Raw Shuffle. So the Raw Shuffle is actually just the Pokebras. We got the Poke Shuffle and the Raw Shuffle. They're the same idea, but the Raw Shuffles are little booster packs. All right, so we got 12 of these. So you're getting a boost, and then 20 of the Mega Braves. Nice, man. Liking that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Top pull of the night has been a Altart Lucario. I wonder if anyone can beat that. I think that's been the top pull. We are. Okay, let's start sneaping. Ready? Free ones? Yeah, we do have a free card being handed out tonight. You just got to stick around, okay? Stick around, and you need to type TCC into the live chat. And if you hang out longer in the stream, you got a better chance of actually pulling that. Okay. All right. Appreciate the big order, Mr. Josh Whip. I do. You know, this would be about the value of one whole box. So why don't we give you a spot on the giveaway as well? If you're buying like a whole box of anything, I'll put you straight onto the giveaway card tonight, guys. Just as an appreciation. So you're number 5, Whipple. Okay, so that's the giveaway, by the way. It's this nifty Pikachu right here. Here goes. He's actually a Black Star promo Pikachu from like 2017. He's quite old. All right, Gumshoes. Lovely. Okay. Okay, very good. By the way, one thing I did find funny about the South Park episode tonight was the depiction of J.D. Vance. They had J.D. Vance as this little, like, baby creature. It was really funny. I don't know what it is, but J.D. Vance is just very funny when you look at him. When you make fun of him, when you meme him. This. Okay. All right. Oh, Mawile. Ooh. Good. Okay, I didn't really understand the messaging behind the episode, though. Like the... oh, right, it was no spoilers. I don't want to spoil the new South Park episode. Go out and watch it, guys. It is. Yeah, so if I would go into more detail, they center around this word, like, get my nut or something like that. And so, but I won't comment any more on that. It is. All right. And I didn't really get all that. Troy, go look at the show. I tell you, posted 4 cards I opened while I was sitting in the hospital wall. I had horrible luck with the crash, but great pull. Here is Lucario. Pokemon cards outperformed the stock market this year. Not only did it outperform the stock market, Pokemon cards outperformed crypto. It also outperformed real estate. Of course, real estate's kind of struggling right now. And, oops. And it outperformed all other collectibles. How crazy. And I don't know if that's the first time Pokemon's done that, but the fact that it did it at all means people are never going to forget that. They're always going to remember that one time Pokemon beat pretty much all the other asset classes. Like gold went up 30%. Who cares? Pokemon more than doubled, mostly. A lot of Pokemon tripled. Here it is. A lot of it tripled in value. Yeah, look at that. Ooh. All right. Okay, so Josh, not too bad. You actually pick up 2 ARs and 2 SRs out of 20 packs. Okay, the only problem is maybe not the SRs that you wanted. Now let's try out your Gundams. Welcome, guys. Happy Friday night. I'm glad you're hanging out with us. There we go. Who's here? Sign in if you're here. I want to know who's here. There we are. This is a roll call. Who's here tonight? I want to know who's watching tonight. Anybody that I know? Anybody that I don't know? It is. Let's snip this. Okay. I am here. Mr. Isaac, you're kind of a new guy, Isaac, but I like it. You hang out a little more. I appreciate that. There we go. What? Nightbot timed him out? What? Oh, because you said L.AO. It thought you were advertising. Wow. You got yourself timed out by Nightbot. That's funny as heck, dude. So who's here? Luke Plor, Lord Pop-Tart, Troy, Hawaiian Rifleman, Zam Dookie. We got Nathan Gordon, Crazy Josh, Lagbite, and we got Alex and Tammy and Troy. And Troy. Here is this guy. He's looking cool. I wish they'd make like a really popular Gundam video game. I feel like it's such a good... excuse me, I feel like it's such a great franchise, but I never hear about like, oh, you got to play this Gundam video game. And I feel like that's such a wasted opportunity. We are? What? Let me try. Oh, what? That's funny, dude. Nightbot, time to throw hands. Oh, that's funny, dude. Mr. Vels TV. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Vels? We are? All right. Oh, you pulled an LR, whatever the heck this is. That looks cool, man. Yeah, like, you know, Gundam makes me think of stuff like, what was the video game that was recently released by From Software? What's the name of that game? It was called, I can't remember the name of it. It was a really fun game, though, until it was over. What was the name of the robot game they released? Funny dude. I'm tempted to join a bunch of breaks and let him ride. It's a bit scary. Just remember, somebody really does pull the hit in all of those breaks. Oh, yeah, another LR. So, but From Software had a mecha game, and I thought it was received pretty well. Armor Core. Thank you, Armor Core. But you know what else Gundam kind of reminds me of a little bit? Maybe Metroid. You know, Metroid takes place in space. And I know Metroid is like an actual bodysuit for one person, but it's sort of the same idea. Like, you know, Metroid has like a blowy-uppy arm and then a hand arm, but these guys are huge, right? But so I feel like it's a really lost... Oh, look at that. Very nice. Wow, you did well in this box. Okay, and last but not least, here is Blonde Hair Girl. Karis looked at the card set and said the card set should have focused more on the people who drive the robots too, but I don't understand it because I didn't watch all of Gundam. Yeah, Armored Core was awesome. I thought the Armored Core game took a lot away from the success of Dark Souls because their last Armored Core game was made a really long time ago before the success of all their Souls game. And so after the Souls game, they're like, well, there's a formula here. Make like a game where you can dodge and where, you know, you get punished for, you know, sort of like spamming attacks and stuff like that. So they brought that into Armored Core, and it ended up being a really, really fun game. But again, it didn't have quite the longevity of playtime as maybe other games like Sekiro or Dark Souls 3. Joshua Whipple, thank you, Joshua. All right, big order from Josh. Cool. Dang, I had a good round for once on packs. I'm glad to hear that. Let's go ahead and put you up top now. Josh, there's not enough room down low, so you are up top with Joshua Ramos. There we go. I have Armored Core 1 on PlayStation 1 sealed. Oh, that's cool, man. So, but yeah, you know, I feel like Gundam doesn't do that. Gundam doesn't come out and make super, super, super cool games with its own title, and it really is a lost opportunity. All right, big fella is going on to the Pikachu giveaway slab. There's going to be more chances to get on this. We're going to bring it up to 20. What we want to do, we're going to hit reset entries. So now anyone who has gone to bed can't be in the giveaway anymore. You have to be awake and hanging out with us. So type in TCC for another shot. Okay? Look at this. Nice yellow yellow Sandslash. That's a good card. This has not sold on the table. I'm thinking that one might need a picture for eBay. Let's see what we can find out about this card on eBay. PSA 10, Sandslash, Poker. Oops, I typed his name in wrong. Sandslash. I really like Sandslash. He's a Gen 1 Pokemon. Yeah, I have no competition online. I'm the only one with the Sandslash. So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick eBay picture of this one, guys. I sell some slabs on eBay. Was it yesterday? Yesterday I sold like 4 slabs on eBay in one day, and they were all expensive too. They were all over $100. And so eBay is a really legitimate way to get your stuff moved. All right, here we go. 1 and 2. Okay. And I'm going to add a message. $200. So we're going to list this one actually for more than the price it was on the table. Also, let's get the population on this guy. So the guy who's listing it doesn't have to do much work. Pop 6. So we're going to say that. Pop 6. There it is. All right, cool. So that's a Pop 6 Sandslash. eBay's good for niche slabs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Niche slabs, good place. Maybe like an expensive PSA 9 like this one, you know? This might really have a lot of trouble selling here on the table because it graded 9 here on the for the table. I don't know. Yeah, he's like 90 bucks. Let's get this guy out there too. I don't mind. Let's do it. So let me take a picture of this too. Let's get him out there. I had something similar happen. Listed some cards, and within 24 hours, 3 of them sold, including one that was 1.5 thousand. Jesus. Mahasvara, you must have made a little bit of money on this recent Pokeboom. Would you say you've done well during the Pokeboom? Do you have any regrets? Like, did you sell any cards too early? There we are. And then let me take a picture here. I sold a couple of my cards too early, but overall I did extremely good. So I'm lucky. Oh, Pop 1. Crazy. Okay. Pop 1. Okay. So we're going to take this off the table. He is gone. Good. Okay. Take a shot at this big Gengar, guys. He's like a $3,400 Gengar. You could take a shot at him for 40 bucks. Your odds are low, but somebody really does pull this card. There it is. All right. We also have this illustration Pikachu. He's a 1 in 6, so he's easy. I don't really keep track of cards that have already sold, so no clue about regrets, but I've done well in the boom. I'm glad to hear that, man. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Did you guys know Mahasvara was actually one of the very, very, very earliest people to join our group? He was originally somebody who hung out on the other channel, the TheCardconomist channel, and then he jumped over to Pokemon with me and has done Pokemon for a long time. And back then, you know, we were selling all kinds of weird stuff, and some of it seemed expensive, but in hindsight, it was all really underpriced. I'm plugging my phone now. All right, so we are ready to get moving. Let's see what's next. I know you bought a couple black-white boxes, right? And then what happened was, even after just a couple years, they'd all like doubled in price. Here's Jose Dominguez, Shining Steelix. Whoa, that's a really big one. That is a really big one. That was the one I thought might get taken because he's somewhat affordable. So there it is. I know there was another guy who wanted this. What was his name? Who was the other guy who wanted this Shining Steelix? I don't remember. Yeah, I got into collecting because of you. Well, I'm glad to hear that. There it is. All right, Jose Dominguez. Okay, yeah, it really worked out. Crazy how it worked out. Okay. I got kind of, you know, in the year 2023, 2024, I got kind of disappointed with Pokemon's release of Scarlet Violet, feeling kind of janky, and I wasn't really in love with the new Pokemon designs. And I remember telling Karis, I told her, you know, I think this is going to make our sales fall, and sales did fall. They fell right in that time period. And it's so great that they're all back up later. Jose Dominguez. PSA 10 Shining Steelix First Edition. All right, this is a big one, man. 2875. 2875. Minus 20 is 2855. You got it. All right. It's all yours. Okay. Yes, I'm selling off a couple of my good slabs. What's going on with that? I'm doing a bathroom renovation. And bathroom renovations are pricey. They cost like $10,000. So I got to sell a couple cards maybe. That's my punishment for changing my bathroom. No more carpet in the bathroom, guys. I got a Supreme Victor's box that I bought for $3K. And there was an auction that finished late July for $16K. Wow. Wow. You know, I tell this story sometimes, Mr. Mahasvara. I think you actually spent like $10K with us very early on when we still had Streamlabs. So, I thought of you as kind of like a all-in, kind of go deep kind of guy, right? And the reason that, the reason I pay attention to that is because that's kind of how I was. I was just spending all my money. I wasn't saving anything, dude. I wasn't saving a penny. For a little while, I just went absolutely nuts. Every paycheck, every amount of money I got back in 2019, it was just all Pokemon. And I had a moment where I went broke. Like I just ran out. I ran completely out of money in my bank account. And I didn't do that again after that. I was like, you can't do that. I went super deep back then. Yeah, I remember that. So what was I going? Well, back then it was Streamlabs, right? Well, Streamlabs actually kept track of all that. Streamlabs would tell you exactly who was spending a lot. And you were on the list. And there was a couple other guys too. And I was really impressed by that and surprised. But at the same time, I wasn't surprised because I was doing the same thing as you guys. I would turn around and just go buy like, I don't know, something most people weren't buying. I was out buying like, okay, I'll spend $1,000 on this Charizard. And dude, my head was spinning. I was like, what am I doing, dude? This is crazy. $1,000 for a stupid kid card. So it was pure experiment. At the beginning of 2019, before the release of Hidden Fates, because Hidden Fates really kind of already improved it right away. Hidden Fates was so popular, it was viral. But before Hidden Fates, I was dropping like $1,000 on a Charizard going, this is nuts. I'm so stupid. It just felt like a pure gamble at that point. And it was like a sickening addiction. It was like a full-on illness, like a mental illness. I'm just buying up these Pokemon cards like a maniac. I've had to stop doing that. Got really low on my bank account and had to stop. Buying a vehicle also didn't help. Yeah, exactly. So after I reached a low point in my bank account, I took it a lot cooler after that. Nowadays, I always have like a certain amount in my account, and if it gets too low, just gotta cut myself off, basically. I'm not allowed to spend anymore. So that's how I do it now. I didn't overdraft, though, so that's good. All right, guys, we have an empty queue. If you wanted to open anything at all tonight, we have an empty queue. Yeah, Pokemon cards, I don't honestly think Pokemon cards are going to do that poorly in the future. Like, there's been a lot of nerves over the fact that they're doing so well right now. But it's like, I feel like this has more like been a proving time period where no one expected Pokemon to do well. There was no big viral moment this time. There was no Logan Paul moment. There was no more COVID checks. You don't get a COVID check for free money, $2,000, $4,000, $6,000. You don't get paid to stay home. You're not locked in your home. You're not social distancing, right? Collecting Pokemon cards is no longer a new idea. It was a new idea back in 2020, 2021. There was no Evolving Skies, okay? There was no, like, insane set. Well, then again, Terra Festival was about to come out. I think it was coming out, but it was already rising around Paldea Evolved, remember? So there was really nothing special going on. But on top of that, there was horrible inflation. Cost of food up like 50% over time. Cost of rent up like maybe 50 to 100% over time. Pay did not keep up with that. So now we got all these problems. You're not getting free money. The cost of living is like 50% higher, and Pokemon cards are rising. So it was like, to me, it was all green flags. And that's when I rushed out. I got rid of some stocks, and I immediately bought this guy. So I ran out and I bought this guy. I bought him live for $20,000 right in front of you guys. It was really fun. And I was holding this guy back from like 2022. Where'd he go? So the reason this is fun to show off is because this card over here just went up in price tonight. It hit a new record price if you're paying attention. This card just hit a new record price. That's Charizard, just finished for $57,000 in auction. And I bought him on Valentine's Day, just before the NFL, it was NFL Super Bowl 2022 for $22,000, which was kind of a lot back then. So remember, this is 3 years ago, and 3 years later, he's a little more than double, which surprisingly is not as good as if I had just bought Evolving Skies booster boxes. If I had just bought a bunch of those with the $22,000, I ironically would have done much better. But I'm still happy. I mean, these are like luxury cards for me. And so when you buy them, you're not necessarily expecting them to go up. You're just buying them because you love them. No other reason. Like, I don't need to know that the Gyarados goes up in value to want the Gyarados. I just do want him. So I got this nice Gyarados and Charizard. I'm very pleased with that. Here's one that I might sell one day. I will probably sell this Mudkip to the right buyer one day. I don't collect Mudkip. I don't collect Torchic either. They're not for me. So, but I've got one, and he's performing well as a hold, and one day he'll perform well for someone else. But he's just a hold for now, and I was very lucky to grab these gold stars. Wish I'd grabbed more. You know, a lot of my mistakes are A, selling too much, and B, not buying enough. How crazy is that? Wait another 8 years. Yes. Never anything beyond my means, but I definitely have some good booms on cards I've gotten. I work overnight at a nice hotel, and sometimes I wish some of our functioning drug addict customers would just sleep. They're always up and want to talk about nothing every few hours. Rant end. Some of our functioning drug addict customers. Oh, that's funny, dude. Guy comes in, he's all hopped up on coke. Where are you? Like, is it in Las Vegas or something? Where are they doing these? All right, I'm looking for orders, guys. Let's see if there's any orders in the queue. There's no orders in the queue, so give me a second. I'm going to sell some cards to you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the cool things we got going on. Now, I've showed this off a lot. Obviously, the binder break. Did you know we also have this Metazoo break for $21? We have the Gundam card games, $4 a pack. We have Beatrice Monis is waiting for 3 more people to join the Jumbo Pack Break. This has gone off like 20 times. You guys love the Jumbo Pack Break. Just a bit of fun, really. If you would like to, you could buy out the spots on this. If you want a pricey pack, buy out the spots on this Ancient Origins pack break if you wish. We have the Rocket Pack Split. That's where you get 1 card in the break. So that is running, I think we have 2 to 3 people in there. So that one might not finish right away. We have the Topps Charmander break. You guys saw that real fast. If you came in a little bit later and you haven't seen this, here's a nice Topps Charizard break. He's just a really beautiful card. He's always going to be desirable. The Topps Chrome cards are a little thicker cut. They've got a nice shine to them, and he's never going to have trouble selling because I've sold those many times, and they do sell. Now, here is the Lugia, more than halfway done. This is probably the most popular break on the table. It's a genuine collectible card. You look at it and you go, I'm never letting go of this. That's Lugia from 2022. It's 3 years now. How expensive will this be in 10 years? You know, there's not a lot of high-end Lugia cards for sale these days, if you notice, right? Like, after this Lugia, what's the next Lugia? Well, pretty much nothing from Scarlet Violet. We didn't get a good Lugia in Scarlet Violet, did we? And then before this, basically you get like, I think you get the Sun and Moon Shining Lugia. And then before that, you get the XY Ancient Origin Lugia. So there's only been like 2 other Lugias in the past before this one. So Lugia, just not a lot of those cards. And yeah, he's such a popular Pokemon. The other thing that happened tonight, we had a lot of high-end cards pop up on the table. So we have some legitimate high-end, big roller, potential Slabaways if you're looking for a Slabaway. We also have this Cloud Break, which I might cancel because he has taken too long. And who knows, I could list him on eBay if I really wanted to liquidate him. But there's only 3 spots in here. There's 22 that we need for it to finish. And he is just not picking up any steam, I noticed. So Cloud is sort of a poor guy. Uncle Walt, Bubblegum Mickey Mouse, a historical card from almost 100 years ago. It's 90 years old. I call them historical. You could call them vintage if you want. But when it's 100 years old, it's a piece of history. I mean, come on. No one alive today remembers this card. Everyone from this time period is probably dead. Not a lot of people still alive from 1935. Lost Thunder Rainbow Lugia. Oh, I forget about that one. Because he's okay. He's okay. Lost Thunder Lugia. You're right. You're right. Isaac has a question. He says, have you always been pretty big into collecting, or were there times in your life where it faded into the background? When I was a kid, I would get money from like grandma and stuff, right? For like birthday, like $5. And I had a little coin jar. I still own it, by the way. I had a little coin jar. I don't know where it is. I think it's in the basement. And I would stuff the money in that coin jar. And I was like addicted to seeing the money grow. So I would do like jobs for the neighbors, like mowing and stuff, pulling weeds, shoveling snow, whatever I could find. And I would get paid. And then I would go stuff the money in that jar. I hated spending my money. I hated it. I didn't like to spend, and I love to see lots of money in that coin jar. So I think I'm some sort of hoarder type. I don't know. I think it's in my DNA. I've heard that there's a theory that some people are just born more likely to hoard stuff. So, you know, Pokemon card is sort of like socially acceptable hoarding a little bit. But I never forgot this. My siblings loved to spend all their money, and then they would come to me and ask to borrow money from me. So when I was younger, I loved the idea of being like a banker, lawyer, something like that. I also loved to talk and argue. So lawyer was on the list too. But I really enjoy the thought of a bank and how cool it is that they loan money out to people who want money. And so banking was always this cool thing to me. And when I went to college, I initially went to college for financial advising. That was what I originally went for. I went there for financial advising. I took accounting and economics. So those were some of the main classes I was taking. I also took a psychology course, which I really enjoyed. But you know, when Pokemon released, I was probably the craziest kid on the block for Pokemon card collecting. I was all in on it. I had an absolutely insane collection by the end. Many of the kids who gave up and didn't want to collect anymore, they traded their cards away to me for nothing. So I ended up absorbing a lot of high-end cards from all the other kids in the neighborhood because everyone collected at the start. But by the time Neo Destiny comes out, everyone starts to give up. And they go, I don't care if you take my cards. So I was making these awesome trades by the end. And I never forgot that. There's a rule to that. If you guys get bored of collecting, and some of you in this stream might have felt this before. You go, I don't know if I really want all these cards. Maybe I should have cash. Maybe I should pay down my home. Maybe I should buy a car. There's like 1,000,001 things you can do with your money. But one day you go, gosh, should I really have all these cards, or should I turn them into cash and just cash it all out, honey? Let's cash it out. Let's go to the Bahamas. Let's cash out my Pokemon cards. I don't do that. I just buy more of them. So that's how I was when I was younger too, and I never forgot this. When people really get bored of Pokemon cards is when you get all the Pokemon cards at a good price. And so if there really is sort of a cycle to this all, one day, maybe 2 years from now, maybe 1 year from now, you guys are going to be bored of collecting. You're going to doubt it. You're going to feel less confident, and you're going to wish you had a bigger home or a car. And you're going to sell your cards to me at a good price, and then I'm just going to keep hoarding them because I'm crazy. And then 5 years from now, it's going to revert back to a bull market, and I'm going to do very well. And then I'll take all my money and I'll put it in a bank account and never spend it, and I'll just be crazy. But that's how it really works. So yeah, I was a person who liked to hold on to everything. I didn't like to spend or buy things, and I loved collecting, and it's not a surprise because I like collecting money too. I just like to see money pile up, and I get my good feelings from that. That's what's exciting about money to me. Spending money isn't as exciting unless I'm buying Pokemon. If I'm buying Pokemon, then it is exciting. So if I'm buying the thing that I'm hoarding, it's very good. I retired early at the age of 50 after making money invested all in dividends to have a non-working earning. I realized that the main part of life is living and that it was my time to do so. I don't blame you. That is not bad for retirement. I think that's an ideal retirement age, you know, because your kids are grown up a little bit and you're getting a little bit older. You know, there's like 25 years on average left of life, maybe about 22. I think the average age for men is 72. So you get 22 retired years. The idea that people retire at the age of like 65, 66, 67 is sort of outrageous because it just leaves 5 years left, you know? And so I think that that's an outrageous age to retire. I think we should all try to retire at like the age of 50 if possible. It's like, it's more ideal, isn't it? But I think even if I retired, I would still just continue to collect because it's just what I enjoy doing anyways. So I would be retired collecting things. All right, let's click on the queue. We've got Mark. Can I get a bag sort? I'd like to donate the reverse hollows. Heck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. All right, is there a way to see all the breaks? It's been a while since I've been on. Pokey Foreman. Let me show off the breaks. I'm going to do this bag sort. We got the Tops break. This is great. The Charmander's great. We got the Lightning Bolt break. So this is Illustrator Pikachu, and he is kind of expensive. Here is the James Cathcart break. That is a signature James break. This voice actor who voiced Meowth, Gary Oak, and Professor Oak, he's dead. He passed away 3 weeks ago, very recently. This break needs 9 more people. He will not be signing any more cards. This is now a rare signature. Okay, so the number of signatures for him is in. For One Piece collectors, we've got 2 One Piece cards you might consider. They're both mangas, Trafalgar Law and Marshall D. Teach. Here it is. We have a Star Wars break. Poor Star Wars break is kind of stuck, but when the booster pack break is over, the oldest slab will be chosen to move. So there it is. The booster pack break has 3 out of 14 people in it now. Here's the Heartbreak break. 2 people in this one. It's a big, expensive prismatic Jolteon. There it is. So lots of breaks going on. This is probably the most popular. It's naturally moving on its own very quickly. No star spot help. So that one's going to finish. Here is the brand new Mega Gengar break. It started just about 2 days ago, and there's already 5 people in here. 5 people jumped into the first sub list. This is a mini break. I just started it a minute ago, and it involves just 4 spots, and it's an SAR Team Rockets Giovanni. So I don't know how popular that will be. You'll also see this Cloud break here, and the Pokey break here. This one for the booster pack, this one for the pack split. Finally, I've shown this off like 20 times, the binder break and the jumbo pack break. You've got many, 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 many options. Okay, there's no lack of options. So you can just go with your gut, whatever you like, anything at all. I think I should put all the breaks in the center, maybe. Do you think the center's really not for the breaks? What do you think the center should be for? There we go. All right. So there you have it. Let's go back to Marshall, or let's go back to Mark. Why did I say Marshall? It's because you said Marshall. Marshall double D tits. That's what you said. Okay, so here is Mr. Mark. Looking for Mark. Aha. So a little bag sort. Okay. I quit loaning money to people I know. I don't want to get mad when they don't have the money. Yeah, I have a brother who I never got along with. After I left home, I made him a money loan. I loaned him quite a lot of money. It was like $400 because he needed help with his cell phone bill. So I loaned him $400 and he refused to pay it back. And I was like, that is so you. And this is why we never got along. Because I was a saver and I was so careful with my money all the time. And he just was like an abuser, man. I don't know what the deal is. Here's this headset. Does anyone ever want the headset? We are. Here's Pikachu. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Okay, let's get these separated out for a minute. So there's a nice Reshiram. Here are these EXs. Here's an interesting thought. You're thinking about sorting through your bag, right? And you want to donate hollows. A hollow or 2 is not actually that bad. Like, look at this. This is a non-hollow, but it's an Umbreon. And it's almost like this. Like, the way this really works, some of these hollows are probably not that desirable, Like this Dragonite, though, might actually be desirable. English Dragonite. And then on the flippity flop side, you got cards like this Whimsicott. I wouldn't want the Whimsicott. He's not a holographic card, but he's pretty much valueless. Like, who's going to do anything with Whimsicott? You ever going to grade Whimsicott? I wouldn't grade it. So, but look at this Dragonite. You got this Dragonite? That's nice, dude. I wouldn't give up the Dragonite. I'd keep him. He's cool. So it's interesting. Some holos are not so bad, but watch. So Moltres, Pikachu, maybe there's Vulpix, but these are junk. And then, look, here's a Durant. Roger Gray would say the Durant's not junk. But I think he's a little junky. I don't think anyone's paying a lot of money for Durant. Was it Roger? Who likes the Orthworm? I can't remember. Yeah, he likes the Orthworm and the Durant. Now let's try over here. So we got a couple cards over here. Virizion, Klinklang, Tornadus. Samurot's not bad, actually, you know. I like this one because it's a clay model. Zoroarks, they're all right. This is a starter Pokemon. Here's another Zoroark. But no one's going to want that. That's junk, dude. So some of these are junk. Some of these are a little better than junk when it comes to holos. So we can do a bag sort of all types. You can just give me all the holos if you just hate holos in general, or you can have me sort through and pick out some of the better holos and get rid of the junky holos. You can say, get rid of my junk holos, keep the good ones. You know, you can say something like that. Whatever you guys are wanting to do. Some of you guys really just don't want your holos at all. Here we are, and here we are. All right, there we go. You can take the EX too. Well, so that's an interesting thing. A lot of people have EXs like, let's try and find the stupidest EX we can find. One that nobody will like this. I don't know if anyone wants that trainer card. Here's one, the mask, the Ogerpon mask. Oh, Monkey Dory is perfect. Who wants Monkey Dory? You keep the Pikachu though, right? So Pikachu is kind of good. Keldeo. So it's funny, some of these holos right here, like the holographic Dragonite, is probably more valuable than something like this Durant. So that's how it really works. Okay, and then these are like some junk holos here. Most of these holos will probably never really have a high value. So I'll go ahead and remove these for you. All right, I should start collecting leaves from the ground so I can finally collect something too. Fallen Leaves TCG, pre-sale starts now. That would be an interesting thing to encapsulate. What if you encapsulated leaves and they stayed inside of the holder and they were like identified by like their, you know, their genus or whatever the term is. There we go. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Mark. I appreciate the donation. There we go. All right. Like a graded leaf collection. But, you know, the leaves would become old and dried up. And so I don't know exactly how they would. What if you started a really specialized encapsulation company that did things like encapsulated bugs? You know, like a bug collection. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? All right, let's see. What do we got next? Mr. Mahasvara, let's get a spot in that bag of packs and a box of Symphonia. Let's do it. All right, so thank you so much. Mr. Mahasvara, a spot in the bag. Bag of packs. Here we are, specifically. So there it is. The jumbo pack break is up to 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4. Okay. Pieces of costumes and sport jerseys get divided like that. Here we are. I thought about encapsulating wood. How crazy would that be if you could get a really cool slice of wood and it just looked really cool and it was in some kind of holder that displayed it? That'd be neat. Okay, so box of Symphonia. You guys are going to laugh at that, but I don't think it's actually that stupid of an idea because I've seen some insanely crazy cuts of wood. If you've seen what I've seen, you would not laugh at that. You would be like, maybe. All right, here we are. Kitchen sink break. What? All right. I got a really big neon green changing neon blue bug. What is this? Why did this slide over like that? Okay, Mr. Mahasvara, let's get it. Some basketball cards have been sending court pieces. Sending court pieces. Oh, like of the wood from the court? That's super cool. Yeah, collecting's a really fun thing, isn't it? I think if you could collect bugs, that'd be really fascinating. There we go. Very nice. How does the pack break work? How does the pack break work? The jumbo pack break, there's 4 spots, One of the 4 people pulls all of the booster packs. The other 3 people will pull nothing but a common Pokemon card like this one. This will be all you pull for 40 bucks. So 3 guys will pull a card like this, and they'll go, darn it. And then the 4th guy will pull all of those booster packs for 40 bucks. That's the pack break. It's super popular. Goes off all the time. Goes off all the time. It's one of the most popular breaks on the table. Here it is. It's because it's like this wild, crazy pack of booster packs. You get all kinds of weird stuff. And so it's not just about, you know, it's like this weird sampler demo product. You could buy it outright, by the way. So when we first form it, you can buy the whole thing for $160. And the way it's calculated is we just keep adding random packs in until we reach $160 worth of packs. That's how we reach that price. And then we just divide it by 4. Love you short time. Mr. Stop with the bugs. Well, we're going to get the Creepy Crawlies collection. Woo! Here we are. Here we are. Okay. What if we started a grading company that it graded vintage computer chips? That'd be interesting. Vintage computer chips. That'd be cool. I feel like it's too small of a consumer base, though. You know. What else could be graded? What are some unconventional things we could grade? I want to, look at that. I want to buy into the jumbo break, but I think my luck was all used on the first one. Yeah. Well, you know, somebody always does hit it. You could just have bad luck. It's up to the gods of RNG whether you have good luck or bad luck. It's not up to me. It's just random. And so don't buy in thinking you're going to make money on it. Only buy in as a way to entertain yourself for $40. Okay, so consider the money spent when you spend it, like it's gone. Here it is. It's better to do it that way than to worry about, oh, am I going to turn a profit on this? Because the minute you start thinking of it as a way to turn a profit, that is, oh, look at that. You pull Wally. So you got Wally and the rare candies. So you didn't pull an SAR. Maybe we're waiting to find out if you pull a 3rd hit. I heard you can pull a 3rd one. All right, let's see. Okay. You can pull a 1 of 1 meteorite. Here we are. Okay, you ready? Alakazam. Gardevoir. Here's Raccoon. Cold. Here's a cold one. Schmalakazam. He's pretty good. He's like one of the best ARs in this set, isn't he? Xerneas. Cold. Clowitzer. Okay. They do have some Topps baseball cards that have diamonds in them. What? Diamonds, huh? Diamonds are a basketball collector's best friend. Baseball collector's best friend. Here we are. There we go. We grade vintage coins and dollar bills. That's kind of cool. What do you guys think? What's something unconventional that we currently don't grade that we should grade? There we are. All right, good. Ooh. So Snovert, Alakazam, Wally, and Shedinja. Those are going to be your pulls. And then you got your hollows here. So you ordered a whole box, and we are hosting a giveaway tonight. And I've been tossing people onto that giveaway if they order a whole box. Here it is. I didn't miss anybody, did I? I don't think I did. But you're going on there. Here it is. Like that. And then let's grab your bag. I think your bag's like over here. No, that's not you. What about over here? No, that's not you. I can't remember. Did we ship you? I don't think we did. Maybe you're in here. Malcolm Ambrose. How old are these bags? Some of these bags seem like they'd be really old. Yeah, that's old. Holy, dude. People leave so much stuff over here. I don't know why they do it. Why do people like? Look at this bag. This bag reaches 1 year, at the end of this month. And it's just a whole bag of cards, and they just left it here. No, I haven't shipped since the black and white ETBs I've opened. So I'm betting that I designated one of these boxes just to you. These gigantic white boxes. Let's see. And what do you know? Here it is, Mahasvara. You got a whole box. Here we are. Okay. Very good. You want Lamumos? Yeah, where's my Lapupus? Are there already Labubu copycats? I feel like there should be. Let me see. Introducing GPT-5. ChatGPT now has our smartest, fastest, most useful model with thinking built in, so you get the best answer every time. Ooh, so interesting. Are there copycat companies trying to mimic Labubu already? Yes, there are companies and retailers that are copying, replicating, and offering Labubu-inspired products that aren't official. Here's the, counterfeits. Hold on, let me say. I don't mean counterfeits. I mean competing businesses. Major competitors. Wakuku is a designer toy launched by Miniso, debuting in early 2025 and selling out within just a couple of hours, sparking a trend that clashed with the Labubu craze. So Wakuku versus Labubu. 52 toys. It made its own brand called Beastbox Megabox, featuring transformable animal robots. Kid Robot. Miniso's top toy blind box Carnival. Japanese influences Sony Angel Smisky. Funko Pops. European niche competitors. Brands like Bear Brick and Tokidoki and Funism. Wow. Pop Mart style blind boxes. They're being called blind boxes. Wow. Wakukus, guys. Wakukus. I need to go get me a Wakuku. That's why I was warning about the Labubu craze. What they're doing, they're just making like a little, generic looking stuffed animal is so replicatable. It's not at the level of Pokemon. Pokemon's treated like an investable product because it's very, very nostalgic. It's been around a long time, and they made something that's hard to replicate, and that is quality. That is a certain type of quality that is very hard to replicate. They made a TV show, they made movies, they made an anime, they made a manga, they made video games, lots of video games, super high-end video games that cost them a lot of money to produce. They made all the toys and figurines, they made all this stuff. They hosted these card events, and they did that for 20, 30 years before their product was treated like it was investable. Then this goofy thing, Labubu, pops up, and a bunch of influencers push it, and it's really just a greedy little stuffed animal, RNG box or whatever you want to call it, a loot box. And so the blind box. So what they found out is that gambling for children is about as popular as baby beer or kid beer. So, hey, we can sell beer to kids. This is working. So, you have to think of it that way. And it's going to be replicated like crazy by all these other companies that want market share. And most likely a company is going to produce something like Labubu's that's just a better product than Labubu's. In fact, Pokemon could do it. Pokemon could produce a booster pack where you pull out a small keychain-sized Pokemon, and it's just a little stuffed animal, and boom, Labubu's immediately got a very superior competitor. Everyone would buy the shit out of blind box Pokemon stuffed animals, right? Imagine you bought a Pokemon stuffed animal booster pack, and your odds of pulling the Charizard or the Gengar are 1 in 3,000 or something. People go insane for that. So Labubu's tapped into a selling model that's very smart because it's essentially gambling, and it has no competitors. So that was a smart move. But how long will that last? And the question is, how is that investable? I don't think it's investable. So I think people are going to get killed over there. Normal people like me and you. the company's going to do fine. David Ballard. Hello, mister. It's been a while. I'd like 10 Glory of Team Rocket and a round of shipping. Sounds good, man. Let's get that Team Rocket. All right, bring back Joe Cool Labubu. They should grade the stuffed animals. That's what's missing. Little Monsters are also from Pop Mart. Did you get my Cash App for Lugia? For Lugia, huh? Let's see. For the Lugia break. Ooh, sounds good. All right, cool, man. We'll get you in that. Have no fear. I thought you meant the Lugia slab away. My Lamumus are selling like hotcakes. So, let's see. I need to go get some more Team Rocket boxes, right? Because we don't have another one after hit. Oh, wait, is this one? Got it. We got a fresh one right here. Boom. It was raring to go. I don't think people are buying Labubus with investing intent, just an expensive manufactured fad. There it is. But that's why I'm saying, so like when people say it's okay to spend this much money on a Labubu because it's the special Labubu or whatever, maybe it's just a fun fad, you're right. But other people are probably looking at it like, well, this is only going up in value. And it's like, I wouldn't put all my eggs in one basket on that Labubu because I would bet that that does not hold a lot of value for a long time. It is. It's just the design is just sort of like, I don't know. It just seems like it's going to lose in the long term. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Very nice. It doesn't strike me as this sort of timeless collectible, you know. That's what Labubu needs to be. That's what the ultimate collectible will be. It'll look timeless, you know. And when I see Labubu, I see a fad. I see a trend. I see a you know, it's China Beanie Babies. That's what it is. It's the Beanie Babies of China. And I think that is super, super risky. I would not be putting tons of money into that. And there's just people going into debt using their credit card because they've been hooked by the feeling of the excitement, the social trend of it. And when that trend eventually gets stale, they're going to get so killed, man. Not just stale, but saturated. Saturated with real competitors, with a real market plan, and products that are more exciting than just the little silly toothy grinned whatever it is, you know, monster. It's like if Furby and Gremlin had a baby. Here we are. Yeah, but it's also like if Furby was a booster pack. If Furby was a gambling addiction. Here it is. So it's RNG booster packs could get regulated one day. You know, the government might one day say, hey, you know, this really is just gambling for kids. We don't know what will happen in the future. It's a fascinating thing. I have such good memories of opening Pokemon card packs as a kid. I feel like they can't just get rid of that. It's not that easy. I think I drink caffeine too regularly. You drinking too much caffeine? There you go. I want your ice cream. Eating some chocolate mint ice cream. What? All right, David. Thank you so much, David. This time, no super strike in there. You can go again if you want. Let's go find your bag. Mr. David. We are looking for Mr. David Ballard. Here's a very expired Daniel Arredondo bag. Expired in 5/2025. We're 3 months past that. Is this it? Nope, this is David Moraes, Danny St. Amour, David Moraes, DDB. I haven't seen Daniel Del Barrio in a while. There it is. David Velez, Daniel Garcia, David Thompson, Darwin Morales. Ooh, David, how old of a bag would this have been? Not like super, super, super old. Surely, right? Let's see. Aha! Here it is. Oh, that was set to expire in 1 month. Woo! I'm glad you came back. Just in time. There it is. Okay. We had our daily discussion of Labubus. Labubus. I got all pissed off when I saw Pokemon card sellers selling Labubus. I really felt like I lost a lot of respect for them when I saw that. I was like, ooh. All the accusations about scalping and all that kind of felt true. These are sneaker sellers who came in to sell Pokemon because of the money making. I was like, no, they probably love Pokemon. My feelings were just that Pokemon was very loved and popular. It's like everyone loves Pokemon. Then you see the Labubus on their Pokemon table, and you're like, yeah, they're just here for the money. That is it. That is the game for them. All right, David Ballard. Yeah, I lost a lot of respect when I saw that. We're typing this in, and let's go get your email. All right, I'm using your address from PayPal. Mr. David, this won't officially ship out till about Monday, okay? Just so you know. I'm going to increase the weight on this one. All right. It was very cringe. Because it will say, like, Pokemon card stream, and you click on it, but all you see in front of you is a row of Labubus, and you're like, yikes. All right. I should have a few slabs. Sounds good, Mr. David. I like the scalpers. They're making the cards worth more money. Here it is. Maybe. Here it is. That's a cynical take, I feel. Hey, you can see my hands moving. Thank you so much for that. You know. Okay, now we've got an order from our good friend Beatrice. Can I get a spot on the mini tab break? So we got a mini break. It's just 4 spots. It's for people who like breaks that don't take very long. It's an experiment. Might be a bad idea. All right, there we go, Miss Beatrice. I think it's satisfying to watch my collection go up in value. Yeah, you know, I think everyone kind of wants to see that, because to them it's sort of like a way to feel like you've definitely collected the thing that everyone wants. Like if your items strictly went down in price, you will feel like you've bought the thing that no one cares about. All right, I believe this is Wild Beer. Is this Wild Beer? 2 OP9s with me, plus with store credit of shipping all my slabs and all my bags. All right, let's go looking for that store credit real fast. I don't know if we spent these already. Let's see. I may need a minute to organize all that. Ah, here it is. Mr. Wildbeer. Okay, so that is spent. Oops. Soft hands. That's right. Okay, so this is a big international shipment, and I feel like I would like to work on it maybe after the stream or like in the morning, because technically it's not going to ship out till Monday anyways. So I'm going to give myself a little more time to grab all your slabs. We got to get the weight just right. It's an international shipment. And we got to pick a reasonable import price for it as well. So we're going to say ship Wild Beer. All right. Okay, we've got you on the to-do list now. You still have a little time to add to that, by the way, if you want to add anything else. I know you're adding the OP9s, but since it's an $80 shipment, it should hold pretty much anything. Not anything, but a lot of stuff. All right. We'll see if that's true, actually. There is an issue, you know, so when it's the $80 shipment, it's a special priority mail box, and it holds up to 20 pounds, which is a lot of weight. But you actually don't run out of weight. You actually run out of room in the box. Oh, let me write a 1 on this. Excuse me. Hiccups there. All right. Okay. Here's Shanks. And here's... Oh my gosh, you did it. You pull a manga. Not this time. Darn. Okay, lovely. Do you think I should buy PRB2 English this time? I feel like PRB2 was a fast-selling set. Move this away. Yeah, PRB2. Oh, that's a lot. There we go. I already have like 3 bags and 6 slabs with you. Oh, okay. Well, so that's a good chunk. I'm sure it all fits, though. Really. Here it is. Okay. So we know you are ready to ship out all your stuff. Tyler McCansh, 2 Raw Shuffles and 10 Pokey Shuffles. You got it, man. So these are the Raw Shuffles. They work just like the Pokey Shuffles, but instead of slabs, you just get ungraded cards. They go 1, 2, 3 to the back like that, and then we go 1, 2. Okay, just random. What do we got here? There's a Birthday Pikachu and a Magneton. Cool. And here's Zamazenta and Indeedee and Doodoo. So there it is. Actually, I think this pack here was meant to be sort of a light hit pack. So it's not bad. You got the Magneton and the Birthday Pikachu. Nice, man. All right, cool. I slipped a lot of those Disney poker cards in there for free. But, you know, they're actually kind of annoying. They're, like, annoying to look at. Oops. All right, put that back. Now, let's go grab your bag. Tyler. Those are the Pokey Shuffles, the Raw Shuffles. If it fits, it ships. Oh, my God. I was watching that on TikTok. Let's grab this. And let's jump over here. Okay. I was watching that on TikTok, the if I fits, I sits or something like that series. Oh my God, dude. What have we come to? What have we come to? I wish my wife's girlfriend would go to bed already. Yeah, I get so tired of my wife's girlfriend hanging out with my wife for so many hours. Just, God, man, will they just go to sleep already? Okay, you ready? We got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My wife doesn't have a lot of friends, and sometimes I think about that as sort of a sad thing, but then also I think of it as sort of like, it's not so bad for me either. It is because there's nobody like annoying prying into our relationship too much. Let's see. You pulled Dragonite, dude. That's a good pull. You're having a good night, Mr. Tyler. But here we are. Toss this over here. She does have some girlfriends who she like talks on the phone. She had a friend who lives in St. Louis, but we're living in Lake of the Ozarks now, and she wanted to come out here. Karis wanted to move out here, but her friend never visits because her friend doesn't drive, which is just silly. I tell her all the time. I say your friend needs to just learn how to drive already, you know. So she never comes down and visits us because she doesn't drive. It's like how silly is this? By the way, she's like 30. Her friend is like 30 years old and doesn't drive. Who's 30 and doesn't drive at all? And it's not because she can't. It's because she doesn't want to. Here we go. Dragonite. Like, bro, just learn how to drive already. Come visit us. You can visit as much as you want. Ooh. Man, that's not bad at all. Look at that. And she doesn't still drive. Yeah, she's like 30 years old and she doesn't drive. She was like homeschooled. And I guess she had like kind of a bad father, like a controlling father. And he had 2 daughters and they never learned anything because they were like trapped in the house. They were like that kind of homeschooler. So now the mom divorced the dad, actually. He was like accused of like abuse or something like that. I don't know all the details. But they got divorced, and so the daughters are free to do what they want. And so now she can go learn how to drive, but that's been like 6 years later, and she's still not driving. It's like, dude, just learn how to drive. Just learn how to drive. Please. So the only time she gets to see her friend is when I drive Karis all the way back up to St. Louis, which is like a 3-hour drive for us. And I don't like to make that drive very often because it's too far. And there's not much to do in St. Louis that I'm really interested in anyways. There we go. It's still wild to me how much you need a car to survive in the United States. Ah, yes, not like the superior Europe. All right, and now here's click. Let's see. Not like the European Chads. Kyle Summers, a spot in the Rugia. You want a spot in the Rugia? Ha, you live in a car-centric hellhole. Not like me. Got this. We had that exact conversation, Mr. We had that exact conversation with Your Average Player. Do you guys remember Your Average Player? He would talk about that all the time. He's like, you Americans, you're always with your cars and all that. All right, look at that. Lugia. Americans used to live more in the city. Did you know St. Louis City used to be where everyone lived in Missouri? It was like really crowded. It had everyone in it. And then white people decided they did not want to live so close to the city for some ambiguous reason. So they all moved out to the suburb. And then you needed a car when you moved out to the suburb. So now we have cars. There you have it. All the white people said, wait a second, what if we just didn't live in the city? Let's move out over here to this other area. Here's Stephen Gonzalez for Azure Lane, Volume 2. For no reason at all, they moved all the way out to the suburbs. And then everyone needed a car. Having to make drives increases your risk of death. I agree with that. Driving is a risk because everyone drives so bad, dude. Everyone drives like they've never seen a car wreck on a Gore website. It should be mandatory. You have to see it. Mandatory. Now, let me go get some more. Let me go get some more Weiss Azure Lane 2. Dang white people, I know. They ain't right. Ta-da! I'm back. All right. Taking Dumbo, the horse everywhere. What is he saying? When my children took their driving courses here, they actually show them car accidents and accidents non-censored. That's how it should be all over the country. When you start your car up, there should be a live video of the last guy who exploded in a car wreck. This guy died on July 24th, and here you can see his head splattered all over the windshield. And you'd look at it and you'd be like, ooh, that's gross. And you'd be like, I'm going to drive extra safe today. But maybe that would scare people out of driving entirely. I don't know. Maybe that would give people like the nerves or something. Or who knows? All right. I get tired of getting on the road and there's people driving like maniacs. And then there's other people driving like 5-10 miles under the speed limit. That happened to me today. I told you I went to the grocery store today and we got stuck behind this truck. And we're in like a 45-mile-an-hour zone. And I swear to God, he goes all the way down to 20 miles an hour. And he's got his left blinker on like he's going to take a left turn. But it doesn't make any sense. There's a left turn lane for him to get into, a suicide lane, they call it, for turning left or for turning right. But he won't merge into the lane. He's just in the go straight lane, slowing all the traffic down to 20 miles an hour. It's like, what is wrong with you? Get over. And so I aggressively shifted into the next lane and zipped around him. And I looked behind me, and he does eventually get into the turn lane, but he like waits to the very last second to do it. And everyone's just trapped behind him, slowing down. And I don't know why he did it. I don't know why he would drive that way. Was he distracted? Was he drunk? Could have been drunk. I get the feeling there's drunk drivers out here. You know, there's bars and nothing else. In Lake of the Ozark, you got the bar, and it's a Friday night. There we go. Steven, probably drunk. That's exactly what I said. So I said, this guy's got to be drunk, dude. Drunk as a skunk for sure. They aren't driving 20 miles an hour in like a 45. Everyone likes to drive 50, right? So no one drives 45 in a 45. Everyone drives 50 to 55, right? So it's like almost a highway. And a lot of country roads are like that. And so everyone drives super fast and aggressive. And this guy's in this big truck going 20 with his left blinker on to turn left and a left turn lane that's completely open. There's nobody in it. He just won't get over into it. It's nuts, dude. It's just nuts. And the kind of person I am, that makes me want to explode. You know, because I like playing video games, right? So I'm like a very video game-minded person. I like fast reflexes. I like things to be organized. I like efficiency. I love efficiency. And so it's like, you're meant to be in the next lane. Get over. But he just won't do it. And my brain it's like error, error, error. You know, I'm like freaking out over here. I haven't been getting much sleep the past couple days. And sometimes when I close my eyes, I feel like I'm in another dimension. Yeah, sometimes when I'm kissing your mama, I'm in another dimension. I don't know where that went. Miss you, mister. Been busy working. Hey, what's up, Mr. America's favorite hoarder? How's it going? Yeah, actually, notably, you haven't been in the streams. Yeah, that is so interesting. Crazy says Luna's trying to pass a law where child predators get the death penalty or minimum life in prison with no chance of parole. All right, so I'm a very judgmental person, and I feel like if you commit a crime of that type, there should be a severe punishment, but it should be a punishment that fits the crime. I feel like the death penalty must be reserved only for when you kill somebody. You must kill somebody to be put to death. If you did not kill them, you should not be put to death. So I think that does go too far, and it's pretty much just emotions, you know. Here's Davian Ford. 4 Pokey Shuffles and 2 TCC Raws. I don't have a bag. Pokey 4-Man here. Welcome back to me. Hey, what's up, Mr. Davian? All right, so let's get it. 2 TCC Raws. My mama is happily married, so that's weird. It was supposed to be a your mama joke, but it didn't come out of me right. I didn't feel it. I started it, and I had like the urge to make a your mama joke, but as I was going through it, I was like, I don't want to make this joke. Here it is. You ready? So 1, 2. All right, randomly shuffled. What do we pull? Okay, those are some evolutions. Those are cold packs. All right, you got 2 cold packs out of the Pokey Shuffles. Out of the Raw Shuffles, those are the Raw Shuffles. Now, out of the Pokey Shuffles, what are you going to pull out of there? So you're going to pull 4 of these. You ready? Blanking a child is pretty much killing them. It's not, though. I'm not trying to defend it, but I'm like a law-minded kind of person. So I feel like if you murder someone, your punishment should not be to sit in a jail cell. If you murder someone with the intent to murder them, the death penalty is for you. That is judgment. That's like proper judgment. And if you do a crime like a sex crime on a child, maybe castration, right? Like that seems appropriate. But the death penalty seems like, you know, humans taking it too far. But maybe castration, that seems appropriate. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right, there we go. So you don't get to use your weenie anymore because you used it in a really offensive way. There it is. All right, those are 4 cold ones. Davian, not such a crazy round for you. Try again, man. Let's go find your bag. All right. I think that when it comes to crime and punishment, you have to be very fair-minded, or else everything just kind of boils down into revenge, and things boil down into sort of like vindictive vigilante justice. You have to have a system that's fair. And when I think of fairness, I think if you put someone to death, the punishment is death. If you commit a sex crime, the punishment might be castration. You know, so the crime should be the crime and the punishment should be equal to each other. And so a lot of people bring up that stuff like, okay, if they commit this crime, put them to death. I think something like castration would be more appropriate. New bag, new bag. You said you needed a new bag. Look at me. I'm hunting for your bag. All right. All I think of is that guy from Game of Thrones. Oh, you're talking about, what's his name? I can't remember. Not Smeagol. What was his name? They made him take on a new name. That one guy had the sausage in his hand. Okay. So, but you know, here's the problem with some of that stuff. You have to be 100% sure that this person is guilty, because the last thing we need to do is run a very severe punishment on somebody who isn't guilty. But let's say you did have a truly guilty person. They're caught on camera, you know, they're completely caught. Then yeah, I mean, you can have a very harsh punishment in that scenario. Dude banging his sister. Imagine being falsely accused and castrated. Oh, that's exactly what I was saying, Dan Beard. So I was saying the problem with very severe punishments is they must be reserved for scenarios where there's indisputable proof of something occurring. So like DNA, video stuff, you know, like there's no doubt that this person committed this crime. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. We've got Deoxys. Here's Sneasel. Here's Topps Chrome Charmander Break. Lovely. Here's Suicune. And here is Palkia. He's a new card on the table. He's from Call of Legends. $100 for a holographic Palkia. He's PSA 9. He's tag 9. All right, welcome back, Mr. Davian. Thank you so much for the order tonight. What's the punishment for false accusations? I don't know, maybe just prison time, you know? But those are really serious. Remember the Duke lacrosse players? I'm old enough that I remember that being a national news story. The Duke lacrosse players who were accused of R-wording this poor, I think she was a black girl, I don't remember, but she was accusing them really harshly. Their lives were destroyed. People were calling them like demons, saying they got to be locked up. Their lives were utterly destroyed, and she very strongly and with strong conviction said that these guys R-worded me, and they were just really destroyed by that. 25 years later, she comes out and admits the whole thing was a lie and that she was pressured into saying it all. How crazy is that? It doesn't matter now. Their lives were already ruined. They lived as people who were persecuted for something they didn't do. And it makes you remember why we have a innocent until proven guilty system. It's to protect the innocent from false accusations. And so our country doesn't turn into a witch hunt country. You don't want that. That's a terrible thing. Because look at this. Here's another break. Don't forget about this booster pack break. There's 3 spots taken so far and 14 spots total. All right. The problem with punishing false accusers is that they will never come forward. Right. Well, that's... No, you have to have a punishment for false accusers. You have to. You have to. There's no way. False accusations do have punishments as it is today. What you're saying is somebody who truly did get R-worded will be scared to accuse someone of R-wording them in case they get slapped with the false accusation. I see what you're saying, but maybe the system then just doesn't punish either party. You know, if you can't prove the person of a false accusation, they don't get punished. But if you can prove that there's a false accusation, there should be a punishment. I mean, it just has to be that way. Or else people, you know, especially men, will continue to fall victim of that over and over. By the way, guys, it is 4:33 for me, and we are still running the stream, and there's no orders in the queue. If you want to open anything at all, I'm all hands. I'm all hands. We're just talking about whatever we're talking about because, yeah, that's what we do. We just chill and talk. I hate how our judicial system is abused. Yeah, lawyers, you know, lawsuits, it can all be abused. And yeah, it's weird. You know, I was thinking about that today. I was watching a video where it was talking about how a guy didn't like his haircut. And so, because he didn't like his haircut, he brought a can of gasoline into the hair salon and tried to set it on fire, which he did. He did a ton of damage to it. But he also accidentally set himself on fire in the middle of doing this. So, and he received burns to like 60% of his body was burned. Now his parents are suing the hair salon for $2 million because of the bad haircut that caused him to act up, I guess is their argument. I don't know. But I thought about how outrageous that is. And it made me think the lawsuits can be so egregious sometimes that it's almost like a crime to actually try to hurt somebody that way. Because a lawsuit can be used like a weapon, you know? And so you almost need like laws to make it so that, you know, you can't just foolishly sue somebody. You see what I'm saying? Because that's crazy. This guy set himself on fire trying to set a hair salon on fire, and their parents are going to sue the hair salon? What did they do? They didn't do anything. So that's nuts. But yeah, break in someone's house and you get hurt and you can try to sue the homeowner for having an unsafe house. How crazy is that? Most human beings know immediately that that's nuts. And, you know, so I feel like when you have lawsuits like that, you almost need a system that says, look, this lawsuit's so nasty that it should be like you're trying to financially stab this person vindictively or stupidly or whatever it is. And I almost feel like there should be like some countersuit punishment for it or something. I don't know. You know, when a lawsuit is that egregious, maybe the lawyer who's hosting the egregious lawsuit should be fined for wasting everyone's time. I don't know. The cops, lawyers, and judges are bought and paid for. Thankfully, there was video footage of me not doing what she claimed. Her friend also claimed they were witnesses, but lied. Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's all crazy. Yeah, I agree. That all bothers me a lot. I don't like that. Nobody with the honest and normal mind likes that kind of stuff. We all hate that kind of stuff. All right, let's see. We need some more stuff up on the table too, by the way. What can I get up there? We got coins. We got these Pokemon coins. Don't forget about these Pokemon coins. Okay, you ready? So here we have Dratini. We got Bulbasaur. We got Ghastly. We got Butterfree. Look at all that. So these are Pokemon coins, and I sell these all the time. There's Eradicate, there's Muck, there's Horsey. Here's Machop. You might have just got paid this Friday and you're looking for something to throw some money into. These are graded by NGC, the most famous coin grading company. And these are vintage Pokemon coins. Kind of a niche thing that you can buy. They're a bit of fun, though. You know, if you've already got a coin collection going, maybe you got silver, maybe you got gold. They're a nice thing. You can hold on to a Pokemon coin as well. Some of them are nicer than others. Like here's Ninetales, obviously very nice. Dratini and Ghastly are decent. Here's a Bulbasaur. He's decent as well. So you got a couple of really decent ones. And you'll notice none of them are MS70, but that's just because of how they're manufactured. These are not played with. These are 100% fresh. They came straight out of sealed boxes. 100% fresh. Those are Pokemon coins. We also have real coins for sale, if you didn't know that. Ugh. These are precious metal coins, and I sell them. I just don't show them off very often. Look at this. So we got this Year of the Dragon. Oh, SpongeBob. I forgot about that. I wonder if that's more expensive now. Icebreaker. We've got this Year of the Dragon MS70. We got this Completer coin, which is absolutely gorgeous. It's got all these beautiful animals from the UK on it. If you like that kind of stuff, here's the Queen of England before she passed away. I have a bunch of these because I fell in love with the design. So I bought a bunch and graded them. And we got lots of MS69s left to sell. Not a lot, actually. I sold a ton of them already. Wow, they look nice. That's because they are nice. Ooh, here's a cool one. This is Ancient Gods, Ares and Mars, MS70 Antiqued. That's a little bit of gold right there. And it's just a super high detail coin. Let's zoom in on that. Look at that. That's silver. That's pure silver. Also, it's a first releases coin, printed in 2021. It's now 4 years old. Okay. So the coin companies are getting into that kind of stuff. Oh, look at that. Here's my golden completer coin. So I really like the completer coins. They're like pretty, you know, like you actually want to collect them. We also have some gold. All of this has to be repriced though, unless gold hasn't changed in price. But we sell gram gold. We sell half-ounce coins. We sell quarter-ounce coins, quarter-ounce, and 1/10 ounce as well. So those are all graded gold coins. Why do I do graded? Because when you buy them from me, you can have 1,000% confidence that these are authentic coins. You don't have to wonder about it. And I buy them only from reputable dealers. No coin shows. I don't go to coin shows. I don't deal with, like, you know, individual sellers. Only high quality. We are. Let's see. Oh, I heard there's going to be a tariff on gold. Did you guys hear about that? A tariff on gold is coming. How fascinating. What is this? Oh, man, look at that Pichu, dude. That's beautiful. All right, let's see. Oh, this is some sexy stuff, dude. Amazing that Pokemon cards are more expensive than these coins. Is it, though? Is it? Here it is. All right. Like Star Wars, the brand is more valuable than gold, too. Never forget this. Gold is just a chunk of metal. It's a very desirable chunk of metal, but it is just a chunk of metal, right? There's nothing like the Pokemon brand is amazing, Star Wars brand. Your social media brand could be worth more than gold. That's what it is nowadays. That's what it is. So I have the price on this Pichu from $4.25. It was pretty high. Let's see what it is now. If you can even find one. Let's see. PSA 10. Pichu. Pichu Expedition. All right, Star Wars is nowhere near Pokemon. Well, it used to be. How much is the most expensive version of this Pichu? Wow, there is a reverse hollow Pichu 10 for $1,500. Crazy. And then what about CGC 10? Oops. There is no reverse hollow CGC 10. Not for sale. There isn't one for sale. Ooh, hiccups. All right, let me see. Let me see. So, I'm going to put a price on this, and it's pretty much the same as the one we had on 425. It is. All right. Last sold 425. We are. All right. Sometimes I struggle with existentialism. What do you think the point of all of it is? Oh man, you know the trick with existentialism, you cannot think anymore. That's the trick. You got to stop thinking about it. It never helps. If you think about, oh, I get born into this world and one day I have to die, if you think about that too long, it's just going to depress you. And guess what? There is no trick. There is no trick. You could be super religious and believe it's all God's plan. You could be non-religious and be like, what's the point of it all? Doesn't matter. If you think about it, you're having a lower quality of life. So the goal isn't to answer the question. The goal is to stop asking that question. All you want to do is have as much fun as you can. That's it. Day to day. Don't even think about that future. Forget about it. So just have as much fun as you can. And if you're smart, because I've done a lot of thinking. I love to think in my free time. I've done a lot of thinking. The answer to that question is shut up. That's the answer to that question. There is no answer. There is no answer. If you're Christian, you say we're all going to heaven. Okay, so that's great. So the answer is they're going to heaven. And if you're not so sure if heaven's real, then the other answer is shut the hell up. So that's it. You got to stop thinking about it. Why don't you think about hot titties or something? I don't know, dude. Go think about opening up your best Pokemon card. But that's the trick. So you got to stop thinking so much. We are in the Matrix. Who said we are all dreaming about being alive? My cats have arrived. Mama, daddy, and 3 wee ones. Sometimes I struggle with existentialism. That picture got to be dollars. Gold is so pretty. Tariff on gold in case of manufacturing electronics. Hey, what's up, Strategies from Beyond? So it's very fascinating that Donald Trump is putting a tariff on gold. Very fascinating. Gold is treated kind of like a currency. Remember, the reserve banks actually store gold. So it's a very unique metal. It's not the only thing being tariffed, you know, like Pokemon cards get tariffed. They have a value. They're basically only bought and sold because they're worth money. So it's weird that Pokemon cards would receive a tariff, but gold would not receive a tariff. And so the reason that that's so fascinating is because people could move money in and out of the country without, basically it's a way to take American dollars out of the country, right? So if you're China and if you're Russia and you bought all the gold up, you stockpiled tons of gold because you're so smart, you're so clever, you're saying, oh, the US dollar is going to collapse, so let's buy up all this gold. And then Americans are going to start buying gold from around the world, or maybe like you buy it from a company and the company says, well, now I need more gold. Where can I source it? Oh, I know, China. So if they're saying that, hey, we got to get some of this gold from China, and China's like, oh yeah, we stockpiled this gold just before it spiked. Trump's saying, that's too bad. You're not going to make a profit on it because when you sell it to us, we're going to punish you for that with the tariff. So it's a very fascinating thing. Maybe it's actually terribly clever. I don't know. Maybe it's actually terribly clever. Maybe not. You know, because gold's this really fascinating thing. Is it actually, you know, is it an antiquated currency? Is it an antiquated asset? I don't know. I don't know what'll actually come of all this, but it will mean that companies trying to sell gold into America will have to compete with the local gold dealers in America. But I don't know. It's weird because I really don't know what it'll mean. It means the gold in America, as it gets passed back and forth, doesn't have to be taxed, but the gold coming into America has to be taxed. It's just very interesting. I think it's pretty consistent with all this other tariff stuff. Trump just wants the government to collect taxes. It's actually really crazy. You know, Democrats, if they wanted to raise taxes, they would never win election. But a tariff is essentially a tax, and Donald Trump's got all these tariffs going, and he's like the only guy I could imagine getting this, you know, to go through without getting in trouble for it. The Republicans have basically just said, okay, you can tax us, you know, and at the same time, he wants to lower some benefits. So it's kind of interesting. Makes me wonder what will happen. Troy says, I heard virgins will be waiting for me. I still need to find the secret formula for the Krabby Patty shipping pallets of Pokies overseas. Just sell it higher to cover the tariff. I don't really want to live near factories. Yeah, I don't want to live near factories either. I'm tired of those factories. All right, let's get a new card up here on the table. Let's price it up. So we just got this Pichu. Here is Gardevoir. Here's a really nice one. Look at that. Graded 10. All right, virgins. What am I going to do with 11-year-olds? Glad I have cats. Here it is. Yeah, I don't want any virgins. I want the sluts, please. All right, here's here we go. Let's grab this. I'll take 20 sluts. Here's this. Wait, what is it? Is it 40 virgins? I don't remember how much you get if you're like going to Islamic heaven. Is 40 virgin or 20 virgin? I don't remember. I'll take the sluts. So this is going to be Arcana, Gardevoir. Oops. All right, Jack in the Box. Is it 23? That's such an odd number. If that's the number, that's so weird. Why not go with the nice round number? Okay, let's see. So this is $41 as a PSA 10. Let's see if there's a Tag 10 version. Tag 10 Arcana Gardevoir. All right, so there's not a Tag 10 version of this. So let's go ahead and sell it for $40. There it is. Okay. Okay. Who said anything about 11-year-olds weirdo? Yeah, actually, that was a bit strange, you know. But it is true. The younger the person is, the most likely they are a virgin. But yeah, I would have thought like an 18-year-old virgin or something like that. Here we are. All right, everyone's very touchy right now. We have no orders in the queue. It's 4:47 a.m. We still have about, about 40 minutes left, or maybe about 30 minutes. Up to you guys. Do you want to send in an order, or we wrap up here? Where's that giveaway card? Let's hand out a spot. Up to you guys. Here we are. This is what, the Friday night stream? Here's Lord Pop-Tart. Here's number 8. Okay. What's your favorite cheese? Ooh, sadly, I'm not supposed to eat much cheese anymore. Cheese is a really high-calorie food. But before, let's say I didn't really matter because I was a skinny guy and I could eat whatever I wanted. I would have to say my favorite cheese, probably a stinky brie cheese. A stinky brie cheese with a good cracker. Not like a Reese's cracker, whatever they're called. A Ritz, I mean, not a Ritz cracker. Ritz crackers are too cakey. Something like a real thin, crunchy cracker, you know, like some sort of, maybe like one of those little tiny, crunchy crouton toasts. And so a slice of brie cheese, and there's like flavored brie cheeses, right? You can get like a mushroom brie cheese. They even make like blue cheese brie cheese, and so like a moldy one. So like a real stinky, real pungent blue cheese, and it's just room temperature, and you eat it with the rind because you have to have some of the rind for that stinky rind flavor. And just having some of that, you can eat it with fruit. Let me think about fruit for a second. By the way, I'd probably eat it on a cracker that has a bit of a like a sesame cracker almost, right? That has like a sesame flavor. There's like different types of crackers have different flavors, like rosemary, olive oil, but probably like a sesame seed kind of cracker, and a real thin, crunchy one. And then just a nice cut of the rind, and it's got to be a stinky rind. It can't be mild, because there's like brie cheeses that are made for normies to eat. But you're looking for like the imported French stinky brie cheese, like the real deal. And yeah, something like that. Oh, I also really like Parmesan. Parmesan. Have you guys ever just had a slice of, most people put Parmesan over like pasta, right? But have you ever just had a cut, like a slice, a nice wafer-sized slice of Parmesan and just eaten that? It's like heaven. But Parmesan's not much healthier than brie cheese. I think brie cheese is more unhealthy, but Parmesan and brie, they're both bad for you. Shouldn't be eating them. I guess they're like a high cholesterol, super dense caloric food. Here we go. Let's see if we got an order here. Let's see. We've got an order from David Smith. He says, I'll take Poke Korean sample, all except Rocket, Terra 151 and EV Heroes. David Smith. I do not know what that means. Here it is. I think you're trying to tell me to go hunting through all of the Korean product. But the problem is, I don't even know all of my Korean product. There's so much of it. So here we are. Let me put that 15 down. There it is. I basically just said, you will have to type it out. And so if you don't want to type it out, that kind of is the same as having to go hunt them. They told me to go inside. The cops won't let me get close. Parmesan is a lot healthier because it's mostly made up of protein. So it's actually a very good food to eat, but of course, in moderation. Yeah, I've heard that too. The problem is I've tried to enjoy Parmesan, and it adds so many calories so quickly to your food that you're either allowed to eat a small wafer of it and then give up, or you eat what you want and then you've eaten too much. So it's like candy. I just say you could eat candy in moderation. I'm just getting rid of all the candy. No candy around me. It's what I need. I need to be away from these things. That helps me. I did good today. I had, again, I just had chicken breast, chicken legs, some pickles. I had a little bit of, I had a scoop of macaroni, and then I had a big scoop of beans. That was all my food for today. That was pretty good. So today's a good day. There's character limits when placing orders. Whatever, NBD. Sorry, David. It's actually late enough that maybe I don't want to work on this. Pokey Korean sample. Yeah. The problem, if you could see all the Korean boxes, they're scattered all over the place. And then you gave me like some instructions to exclude some of them. And I think it would make my head spin because I'd wonder if I got them all. I'd wonder if I'm missing one or two. So like, let's say I got most of the ones I could see. I'd say, is this $15 now? So I don't want to do the math on them because I feel I will miss a pack for you. I will miss one, and then you won't get all your $15 worth. So I don't want to do that to you. I don't want you to miss out. And I also don't want to spend like 20 minutes sorting through all the Korean boxes to ensure that I have all of them around me. I had a DiGiorno pizza and 5 beers. That's too much beer. You're not eating pizza. The pizza's the side dish. You're eating hops, man. That's too much beer, man. 5 beers. All right, read Lord Chain's message. Law Mister. Yeah. I would open $15 worth of Team Rocket Booster. Would you like $15 worth of Korean Team Rocket? I can set that up pretty fast. I'll even give you a bonus pack if you'd like, David. Would you like a bonus pack? Now, that would be smarter than having me try to hunt down all the boxes and see if I got them all. I can do that for you. We could also do 3 Poke Shuffles. We could do, I'll do 3 of the Japanese rocket packs, something like that. Do you like Diablo? Never played it. Never played Diablo. I've heard it's a fun game, though. But it's a game with the loop, right? So that you can play it over and over again, I'm pretty sure. I'm playing a game like that right now. It's called Elden Ring Night Rain. And I am enjoying that. I just think that game needs a little more. He says, go for it. Thanks. All right. So let's go get the Korean rocket. What just fell? I clapped my hands and something fell. All right. So $15 worth. Let's do the math. Let me run over here to the menu. All right. I really appreciate the order, by the way. I'm not trying to be like unappreciative of it. This divided by 1.7. It says you're supposed to get 8.8. Let's do 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do 10, okay? We're doing 10 for you. 10 packs. All right, because I promised a bonus pack, and there we go. If you partially paid for the pack, then it's not a true bonus. So you'll get 1 pack cheaper, and 1 pack's a full bonus. Kim is jealous that you have a lot of Korean rocket. Who's jealous? Here we are. I don't even see Kim. Are we in, we're in all messages. I don't even see a Kim. All right, let's see. We'll snip this. All right. Okay. Wait, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're getting 10. So we need 4 more. Oh, Kim Jong-un. Oh, my God. That flew right over my head. This is a South Korean, North Korean, no. All right. Thank you, David. South Korean Pokemon cards. This is South Korea. North Korea, no. You guys seen that guy? There you are. I think it's called like the Hongdae guy or something like that. There you are. I just pulled Misty's side. I could posted it in show and tell. Sleep packs were supposed to be for the stream after pulling Typhlosion, Blazing and Zekrom. I can't help but to open the other packs. There you are. Nice. Misty's side deck's a good one. There we go. That'll be really popular. You just give us some time. That card will do really well over time, I think. There we go. North Korea is a perfect example of how one selfish leader can hold back a whole society. Wow. Look at that, David. Aren't you glad you opened this? That's so crazy, dude. We were asking for one more order because, you know, there's still a little bit of time left of this stream. Look at that, guys. Nice Nidoking popping out. Look at that. Wow. love these South Korean cards. By the way, I said it, didn't I? I said South Korean. So I love these Korean Pokemon cards because you can open so many of them at such a fast pace that you're going to run into these Altarts more quickly, you know, and it's more fun that way. We did it! We did it! Yay! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da! Here we are. Here's Zapdos. Here's a cold one. Here's Blaziken. Look at that Blaziken. Okay. And here's Spidey-Ops. Okay. Very good. Every character has Kim's face. All right. And there's Crobat. Look at that Crobat. Ooh. Good. We'll set this here. So, we'll put this into Mr. David Smith's bag, and it's a good night to be David Smith. Let's see. I cannot believe this always have horrible luck, but that batch of Dustin Rivals is paying off tenfold. That's how it works, man. That's exactly how it works. Oh, you got some of those Lord of the Rings cards, huh? That's cool. So we'll place this, oops, we'll place this, I got it. We'll place this right here. Actually, let's place this more toward the back like that. There we go. I like it over there a little better. Okay, very nice. Did you get the Destined Rivals at Target, at Target? You're not allowed to get cards at the retail price. You can only pay the scalper price. Quick, scalp all of it. Hi, everyone. It's me, Scalpy. Kimizard, Kimichu, Kimgar. Not Kimgar. What? Like Gengar? Kimgar? Well, guys, I'm not seeing any more orders in the queue. Let's go ahead and hand out another spot or two here. That's Tammy Lou. Tammy got on naturally. Here you go, Tammy. And here is NHCC. This is a nice little Pikachu slab. And here is Melshang. Melshang. And here's Shinobi. Let's see how many likes we got in this stream. We got 35 likes. That's less than half of the people watching. So we're going to stop here on the giveaway. We'll continue that tomorrow, okay? But if we had gotten at least 40, if we had 40 likes, we would have finished this, okay? So keep that in mind. I do pay attention to that, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I'll see you guys for the Saturday nighttime streams.